there's always a lot of speculation as to which worlds are going to be included in the next Kingdom Hearts game, right? And for a long time, fans have been pushing for a Marvel world or a Star Wars world.
Well, they've done a Marvel world.
I'm just going to encourage Nomura, who I know is listening to this,
right?
That
he's a big fan.
For Kingdom Hearts 4, perhaps you might want to take a gander at the newly acquired 20th Century Fox films.
Newly acquired before like the pandemic.
As of like 7 years ago. Time is a flat circle. You could have a MASH world. You could have.
Okay, no way. I'm on board with this.
I'm also on board.
On board with this. Yeah.
Imagine cutting it up with Radar O'Reilly and BJ Honeycutt. Imagine the hijinks that we could get up to.
Sora, I think we're in California. We have Tora.
Yep.
Okay.
We have My Cousin Vinny.
Oh,
just to exclusively like cater to the movies we've done on this podcast. You have every Mel Brooks movie. You could just have a Mel Brooks world. Yeah. Titanic. You also have Porky's. You have Broadcast News, Die Hard, Home Alone, Edward Scissorhands, Robin Hood, not that one, the other one. Almost every Coen Brothers movie from the 80s and 90s, Power Rangers, Independence Day, The X-Files, and my personal favorite, The Crucible.
Well, here's the thing, Sora. It's my name.
So many possible worlds, but we got this one. So many possible worlds, but we got this one.
Welcome to the Worst of All Possible Worlds, the first and only Arthur Miller fan podcast. I'm the worst of all possible Joshes.
I'm the worst of all possible AJs.
I'm the worst of all possible Brians, and you drank a cham. You drank a cham to kill Goody Practa.
We are very excited today because we are talking finally about something that many of you have requested over the years that we talk about.
Including me.
Yeah, mostly AJ.
We are talking about Kingdom Hearts, the 2002 PlayStation 2 game that dared to ask the question, what if Cloud met Donald Duck? We wanted to bring a real subject matter expert on to talk about this particular topic. So I'd now like to introduce our guest. She's a comedian and 1/4 of the podcast Boonta Vista, which every week brings you the least consequential news from around the world from the least informed minds in Australia. And she is a diehard Kingdom Hearts enthusiast, or at least that is my understanding. Welcome to the show, Lucy Valentine.
Hey, I really didn't like being described that way. That's really upsetting, being like a diehard Kingdom Hearts. I mean, it's the truth. But
it is embarrassing, but it is something that it's a mantle I also carry, Lucy.
It's so good. When you meet another
company.
Kingdom Hearts fan, it's like you've immediately got something terrible in common, you know?
Yeah. This is, to be honest, part of the reason I was very excited for this collab in particular is just seeing you and AJ connect on these matters, I think is going to be very satisfying. And also for me, very frustrating.
It's just such a simple and clean story, Josh. It's just so
We're
simple.
already at this point where we're doing the Brian erasure because I am also a big fan of Kingdom Hearts, which is why I am also the #1 hater of Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
I despise this fucking franchise that only ever gets worse with time.
It's exactly what I was going to say. It's like being a Star Wars fan. It's like no one hates Star Wars as much as a Star Wars fan.
Star Wars at least has like
a cohesive story.
1 or 2 good movies. Kingdom Hearts has nothing.
Hey.
So I've got a question for you, Lucy. In 2019, you wrote the following. Kingdom Hearts is one of the dumbest games of all time. It is also one of my favorite games. A faulty neuron in my brain keeps firing, telling me I adore and would die for this series of ridiculous cartoonish games, of which I hated almost every second of playing.
That is the truest thing ever written.
Yes.
I can't believe you found that.
Off the back of that, my question is, what exactly is Kingdom Hearts?
I was really hoping you wouldn't ask me that question.
Well, it's a door, but it's also a moon. How in deep are we going to get into this?
Well, I mean, it changes. It changes with every single mobile game or Nintendo DS game that they brought out. So this is like the simplest of all of the games. And the easiest way to describe it is basically just, what if Final Fantasy had Disney IP in it for no reason? And I cannot comprehend like the conversations that led to this game being created.
Oh, well, we did some research on that. Let me tell you, those conversations were wild, Lucy.
What was this a game that you started playing like when it came out?
So
when you were a kid?
I feel like I got this when I was maybe 16 or 17.
Sure.
Which, you know, I think I had like just started university. It was like a prime, you know, I was really lonely. I had no friends, which is exactly like how a Kingdom Hearts fan is created, basically. Like, I'm not like a Disney adult, but there is just something very, it's just, there's something so special about this like insane, overwrought anime emotion that's in this game. And then you've got fucking Goofy next to you being like, oh gosh, Sora. Like, it's so ridiculous.
It's such a strange franchise. And I remember the experience of hearing the announcement of this thing was just like, well, that's going to be a really bad game. And for the time that it came out, it was not necessarily a bad game. It has aged horribly, but at the time it was kind of, I don't know, I feel like it was pretty standard. I didn't have a console at this point in time, but my sister and I really wanted to play Kingdom Hearts so fucking badly, and none of our friends who had PlayStations had Kingdom Hearts, so we ended up renting it. Renting a PlayStation 2 and renting Kingdom Hearts from Blockbuster to play it. But they didn't have memory cards with the rental, so we get through a certain amount at the end of the day. This was, you know, back in the day, people used to just turn things off when we stopped using them. We don't turn things off anymore, but we'd turn it off and then just start the whole game over the next day. So the furthest I ever got was like Agrabah as a kid, and then I played it in my early 20s on my ex-girlfriend's PlayStation.
I feel like maybe this would be a good moment for me to mention that this was my very first time playing Kingdom Hearts in any capacity whatsoever.
So sorry.
I know, yeah. So I think I should say that of all of us, I think I am the angriest about this experience.
Well, you didn't play the remix. Like, you played it on the original hardware, which is infinitely more.
It's not infinitely. It's about the same, maybe with longer load times.
This time around, I didn't play it on original hardware. I did play the original version, but I played it in PCSX2 so that I could take advantage of save states, which is actually very important.
And honestly, it looks better when it's not the remake, because everybody's irises in the remake look all fucked up because there's no lighting effects anymore and the screen isn't fuzzy enough, so everyone has these weird little concentric rings in their eyes.
My first Kingdom Hearts experience was Chain of Memories on my Game Boy when I was a kid, because I did not have the Sony consoles at all. I was a Nintendo.
That was a GBA game?
Yeah, so the very first follow-up to Kingdom Hearts was Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, which is essentially a remake of Kingdom Hearts, super dumbed down, a lot of randomized stuff, sort of a lot of card-based system. However, it became the most pivotal story in all of Kingdom Hearts. It is the thing that took it straight off the rails. Kingdom Hearts 2 is not a sequel to Kingdom Hearts. It is a sequel to Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories.
Yes,
Which is insane. That is an insane thing to do.
In a lot of ways, it's also, Kingdom Hearts 2 is a sequel to 358 over 2 days.
Well,
which
358 over 2 days was a prequel to
Yes.
Kingdom Hearts 2. That's different than Kingdom Hearts 2 being a sequel to Kingdom Hearts 358
Shut up. I don't
days.
fucking care. Shut up.
No, whoa. We will 100% get there.
I said that was going to be my job today, but I'll get there.
Yeah.
I get to be the mean one this time. I'm looking forward to it.
But basically, I played Chain of Memories because I really wanted to play Kingdom Hearts, because I had a friend of mine who had played through it. The way he talked about it, I was like, this sounds like the greatest game and I'll ever play in my life. And I didn't end up playing the original Kingdom Hearts until I was in my 20s, until I had bought a PS3 for myself with my boat money that I made on boats.
AJ did a job on a boat for a while, a cruise ship.
Yes, I did.
That made him very depressed, folks.
His boat money.
It sure did. I needed something to cheer me up, and so I played Kingdom Hearts when I got back, and I played, it was the remix. It was 1.5 and 2.5 in the one collection. I remember having a pretty good time with it.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts also got a number of re-releases, some of which add cutscenes and everything like that, and of course we're playing the
optional boss.
Well, they have to fill in all of the important plot detail
emulated
that
on PlayStation 5.
Missed.
Yeah. They make it so much clearer by adding a scene where Riku stands on a platform and some text floats by.
Answered all my questions. But yeah, no, and then I kept up with it on all the Nintendo systems. So I did play 358 over 2 days. I didn't get very far in 358 over 2 days.
I think it's 358 half days or 358 days over 2. Days half.
Days over 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it is a weird pronunciation like
It's
that.
literally just 358 days, but you can play it multiplayer, which is why it has the over 2.
Oh,
Because
okay.
you can play it with like 2-player co-op.
Well, and it's also that Sora had been split into 2. It
I'm
doesn't
sure
matter.
it is.
Shut up! Shut up!
Sorry. So I got like maybe 10, 15 minutes into that, and I went, this is really boring because it's essentially a job simulator.
Yeah.
You're doing Organization 13 nonsense. So I kind of bounced off of it, and then I missed Dream Drop Distance.
I don't
And
think
then,
you did. I mean, I'm sure you didn't play it, but I don't think you missed it.
That's true. And then I played 2.5 after I played 1.5. And then I played 3 when it came out without playing any of the mobile games, including Birth by Sleep, which was on the PlayStation Portable. And I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah. So it's like, it's crucial to play these like mobile game offset like game versions of this to understand the storyline, even though you still won't understand the storyline. But I'm impressed that you've played that many. I think I got halfway through the 3rd one and I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
How many of them have you played, Lucy?
I played 358/2, however you say that, which again, I think was just really fucking boring. And it's got all the Organization 13 shit. It doesn't make any fucking sense. And then I
Josh
just
is
played
like,
the main
I've never heard
series.
that phrase before in my life.
Correct.
You'll learn what Organization
And unfortunately,
13
it does
is.
have one of the more effectively tragic stories in the whole thing. Unfortunately,
Oh my
Look,
God.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well,
But
Wait,
again,
no,
this
we
is
need
not
to-
my
we're going back to
nostalgia.
Lucy.
We need to let our guest finish talking about her experience playing these games.
Oh,
AJ.
I don't want to. No, it's correct. It's just basically like
Don't
a
make me.
fucking job simulator where they're just
Yeah.
retconning all this information that already existed in the other games and being like, well, actually, the Heartless means this time.
Right.
Every time, it's something fucking new.
I guess this is a big question, and it's a question that I believe you have many of the answers to, AJ, and probably also Lucy. Not just what is Kingdom Hearts, why is Kingdom Hearts?
there is a why, and it's kind of interesting. Like, on one hand, it's like, okay, sure, it's an IP team up. That happens, an IP freely.
Right.
But it's but it comes out of a very weird circumstance, which is that Squaresoft, which was then just Squaresoft, now it's Square Enix. That's important later. And Disney's Japan offices were in the same building.
Oh.
And there was an elevator ride.
There was literally an elevator pitch.
Yeah,
Huh.
where a guy from Disney, this unnamed executive, was like, you know what? We should do a game together sometime or something.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, okay. And so why would Disney pitch this game? Well, to look at that, we have to look at Disney at the turn of the millennium because it was a
I'm
very
sorry,
different...
at the turn of the what?
The millennium.
Yeah.
The Willennium?
The
Party in-
millennium we've been
Millennium.
living through since 2000.
Party in the
What?
city
Yeah.
and the heat is on, all night on the beach till the break of dawn.
We're going to Miami, Brian. Welcome to Miami.
That's a different song.
So
Bienvenido a Miami.
we've...
Na.
No.
I'll say she
We've
does.
reached the end. God damn it. We've reached the end of the Disney Renaissance and we're entering into the world of Pixar, right? This is about to be Pixar's time to shine is the 2000s.
Yeah, this is a weird point because Disney and Michael Eisner in particular are not getting along very well
Right.
with Pixar, which is
Right.
still headed up by
No.
Steve Jobs at this point in time.
And of course, at Disney's studio operations, their hand-drawn studio is sort of entering their flop era, right? Which
Yeah.
isn't to say that those
Yeah.
movies aren't good.
Right, because one of them includes The Emperor's New Groove, a movie
Right,
that
which
we're
we
on
love.
the record is really liking.
Yeah, and I really love Atlantis: The Lost Empire, but I know that's a little bit more divisive a film. But again, this will eventually lead to like Home on the Range.
Home on the
territory,
Range,
where,
Treasure
like-
Planet, which lost a ton of money.
which is a great movie.
Yeah, it's
I love
fabulous.
Treasure
I
Planet.
loved it as a kid, but Disney also kind of sabotaged that one. But they're struggling, and also they've spread themselves really thin on the amusement parks.
Yes.
Euro Disney has just been this like constant rolling disaster for almost a decade. In 2002, the same year that Kingdom Hearts comes out, it goes through its second like rebrand to just become Disneyland Paris. At the same time, they're working on infill in Hong Kong for Hong Kong Disneyland. Animal Kingdom is struggling. And they just opened California Adventure in 2001, which was
is
a
like the worst
disaster.
theme park they have
Disaster.
ever opened. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good now. It was awful back then.
Yeah.
And I think there was stuff going on with ABC as well, right? Roy E. Disney, the Roy Disney the Lesser ends up leaving Disney in a couple years, and then Eisner gets more or less pushed out and makes the way for Iger. So it's just like this weird moment. And plus, Disney's interactive studios they've always been very eager to partner with companies.
Yeah.
And I think it has something to do with, at this point in time, video games are not necessarily seen as like a cultural product that anyone remembers, right? So if you make a shitty game, okay, you made a shitty game. It doesn't ruin Goofy or whatever.
But
that's why everyone remembers Goofy's Rub and Tug, which was the horrible crossover with Leisure Suit Larry.
That's the Porky's world. I think that's the Porky's Kingdom Hearts world.
It should be noted that as a result of some of these cross-developer partnerships that Disney Interactive did, some truly great video games got made. I mean, most of those Capcom games, obviously DuckTales is very memorable.
Yeah.
Tron 2.0, which I would say is not a great game, but it's still a very memorable first-person shooter. That was co-developed with Monolith.
Lion King on Super Nintendo that no one has ever beaten.
I was going to mention the Lion King game. That was a sick game.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Aladdin on Genesis,
Aladdin
too.
Similar,
Not Aladdin on Super Nintendo, to be clear. Just the Genesis.
Yeah, they're actually kind of different.
Version.
Yeah, and they kind of alternate between just publishing and then developing in-house. And so, in the late 80s, they were partnering with Capcom and Japanese studios to, make the Disneyland NES game and DuckTales and everything. And by the early 2000s, they're developing a lot in-house. They've got a deal with Nintendo to release movie tie-in games on the Game Boy. They have a deal where Sony publishes their games on PlayStation. They also end up partnering up with Hula Bee, which I wouldn't have brought up. It's just that, Josh, you're a big Ron Gilbert sicko.
Yeah.
And that was Ron Gilbert and Shelley Day's thing
that was their company after Humongous. Yeah.
And Square, for their part, at this time, is similarly in a very weird space that Disney is.
On paper, if you just look at their games, they're doing great. They just have nothing but success.
Yeah, this is momentum that has been built also, obviously, from Final Fantasy VII, Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross.
Yes.
These are some of the best RPGs ever made.
Right. And then you have Final Fantasy 8 and 9, which are record breakers, developed at the exact same time and released within less than a year of each other. However, Square was branching out because they were on top of the world and because they were producing CGI for their games that was unparalleled. So they're like, fuck it, we're going to become a movie studio. We're going to compete with the big dogs and we are going to make Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within.
Lucy, have you seen Final Fantasy Spirits Within? Because I feel like that is a movie that you would have seen because it's so
I've
odd.
never played a Final Fantasy game.
Really?
I did, in preparation for this, I listened to your episod with Joe Kasabian about Final Fantasy because I'm going to call him out. He is also a huge Kingdom Hearts fan.
Get his ass.
So playing Kingdom Hearts, I was like, I don't know who any of these fucking people. I don't know who Squall is. This meant nothing to me,
Excuse me, Leon, for some reason.
Sorry.
Squall Leonhardt, I guess.
So Spirits Within, I mean, this is part of the problem is that they're releasing this with the branding of Final Fantasy. It has nothing to do with Final Fantasy at all. It's just a totally unique story. The CGI is really incredible. If you compare it to anything else that's coming out at that time, it's disturbingly good. They tried to make the main character into a thing. They had her model for Maxim. The CGI character. This was
that was
kind of
and that was
they
also
did that.
kind of
Blood Rain was in Playboy at the same time.
I was going to say that in Lara Croft, it was sort of the style
Yeah.
at the time. I'm seeing it made worldwide $85 million against a $137 million budget, which is so much money.
And that $137 million budget is not really the budget because they also built an entire film studio for this.
Okay.
And the film studio never made a second film. They shuttered it after Spirits Within.
That's a large capital outlay, to say the least.
And Square ends up producing some movies later, the Final Fantasy VII movies, the Final Fantasy 15 movies, all this garbage. But this was supposed to be a new path for the company that got completely flattened by reality. So that collapse, combined with the fact that they delayed Final Fantasy X by about 4 months, means that they have an unprofitable quarter for the first time since Final Fantasy I came out.
Oh, wow.
And so the founders of the company, one of whom was the director of the movie, they end up resigning from their positions. They still kind of stay on as consultants or director of a specific game, but it's a big measure. People leave, new people come in. There's a lot of new strategizing for how do we not completely collapse under the weight of the Final Fantasy Spirits Within debacle.
And at this time, they were actively pursuing a merger with Enix, right? The developers of Dragon Quest.
Yeah, so Enix was looking to alleviate a lot of their budgetary issues as they continue to make Dragon Quest, which of course is like one of the most popular game franchises in Japan, but doesn't have anywhere near that kind of purchase outside of Japan.
So basically, this was a merger that was reliant on Square having a healthy balance sheet, which they did not at this time.
No, so Enix backed out. But then Final Fantasy X comes out, and even though it's a horrible, horrible game, it sells like fucking crazy. And then Kingdom Hearts comes out in 2002 and also does incredible business, blowing way past what anybody's expectations were. And so
they
then,
advertise
like,
on the Disney Channel, Brian. So
that's true. Disney Channel, Disney Adventure Magazine, not so much with the parks, but you know, they have the machinery of Disney and all of its like media tie-ins and its aggressive marketing. So once these things are out there and making intense amounts of money, like 5 months after Kingdom Hearts releases, the Square Enix deal goes through.
Yeah, and Josh, you had asked the question, like, how in God's name did Disney ever allow their IP that they're so protective of?
Yeah, not just their IP, but Mickey fucking Mouse. Like, they historically, you know, they haven't been particularly precious about properties like Tron, let's say. But you are talking about the mascot of the corporation.
Yeah, that is being made to say things that aren't necessarily in your control. Right?
No, and
how did they allow this?
Very explicit. In the case of that Goofy game, you know. I didn't say Minnie was crazy. I said she was fucking goofy.
The thing I realized this time through playing Kingdom Hearts, Pluto is just a guy with a fetish. That is not a dog. That is just a guy with a thing going on. But Eisner's whole thing is like, I want to take the Disney brand global. And how do we get the Japanese like to really love our company? Well, why don't we put it in the hands of Square, these people that have sold so many copies of their games.
And it fucking worked. That's the thing that blows my mind. Like, not only did it work like gangbusters.
The response from critics at this point in time is like, yeah, they made this big crossover game and it's surprisingly pretty good.
Which is not true.
I would disagree with that now. However, again, it was just...
It was pretty good at one point.
It just has aged very poorly.
And they also, a lot of its success is because they took things just whole cloth from Ocarina of Time and just kind of copy-pasted it onto this game.
What if The Legend of Zelda was bad, actually?
Well, that would be Ocarina of Time.
Whoa! Oh my God!
Whoa! Can he say that?
Shots fired.
Can he say that in this country? Is it allowed? Am I canceled yet? Woke left?
Oh my God! Stop this! Stop this!
So I can't get loud. I share a podcast with AJ Diddy and Josh Borman, and yet I raise my voice once.
Brian, if you continue on this line, I will go so hard into the lore. you will regret it.
No, it's about the darkness that's in people's hearts and how children make the world. Thank you very much.
Tetsuya Nomura, what's this guy's deal? Tell me about him.
What's this guy's deal? One of the greatest character designers in all of video game history, right? This man made Sephiroth. This man made Cloud. This man made Squall Leonhard. He gave him a blade that is a gun.
Yes, Heart. It's not Leonhard. Come on. That's from your comics that you
that's
read.
What he makes me.
Come on.
So the first Disney movie that Nomura ever watched was The Little Mermaid. He was flipping channels in his childhood home and he saw it and then he just couldn't take his eyes off the screen. He's like, yes. But he didn't really have like a huge affinity for Disney. Like, he is also not a Disney adult in the way that we would imagine the creator of Kingdom Hearts.
He basically just wanted to make an action game, and Square didn't have any properties that they wanted to do that with. And then when he heard about the Disney pitch, he was like, oh, what if you did an action game with it?
I have this interview here with the former president of Nintendo, Iwata, with Nomura himself. And I wondered if we could just read this. Lucy, would you play Nomura for us? And Josh, if you could be Iwata.
But why did you put your hand up in the first place? What interested you?
Well, just as I was working on Final Fantasy VII, Mario 64 was released. The fully three-dimensional spaces and the freedom you had to run around them had a big impact on me. When I told my colleagues I wanted to make a game like that, they said, but Mario's already a world-famous character. It would be impossible to start from scratch with an all-new character.
They didn't think you could compete with Mario?
Exactly. Somebody even said, the only way you could do it is with characters that are as well-known as Disney's. That really stuck in my head. So when I heard we could be working with Disney characters, I naturally jumped at the chance.
I will say it is very funny for Satoru Iwata to be like, oh, You didn't think you could design a guy as cool as the guy that my company made, huh?
According to Nomura, Disney was not very involved in the development process. Disney pitches Nomura on a bunch of ideas. They fly him out to LA.
Yeah.
And the way he tells it, he's like, well, I didn't speak English. So I interrupted them halfway through their presentation and said, I'm not doing any of that. He just passes them a sketch of Sora with his signature weapon over his shoulder. And when the executives look down, they're like, what is that? And he's like, it is a chainsaw.
You can also find like an old design doc where Goofy actually has a sword. And Disney was like, we don't want Goofy to have a sword. So he just fights with the shield.
So much better. I want to see Goofy with a big sword.
The Disney animators did actually kind of give a little workshop for the animators on Kingdom Hearts to like make sure it matched the Disney style, and I think it really worked.
This sounds less like it was required and more like it was something Square wanted to do to make sure the characters were on model and everything.
Yeah, and I think it really, really works, especially with the main core cast. Like, I mean, they look exactly like the 3D versions of the characters that you know
nobody
and love.
looks like they've been Nomarized or something.
No, they did a really good job. It's hard to translate 2D characters into 3D in a way that preserves the feel of the thing. It's so much harder than it looks.
Kingdom Hearts is finally released on March 28th, 2002 for the PlayStation 2. As of March 2022, for the 20th year anniversary, the original Kingdom Hearts has shipped over 36 million copies.
Holy shit.
Spawned 2 direct sequels and 6 spin-off games, and is probably one of the reasons Tumblr exists.
Yeah. And to be clear, there are no spin-off games. They're all direct sequels. Even the browser games, the old
prequels,
pre-smartphone, cell phone games, the live
Union
service,
Cross,
live service games, including the rhythm game that they released, which has more lore in it.
That's Kyrie's
They're
game.
all
Kyrie
integral to
finally gets
this one large, stupid plot.
Well, let's talk a little bit about how Kingdom Hearts begins. Sora, our protagonist, wakes up on this stained glass circle, and there's this series of stained glass circles that depict various Disney princesses.
Yeah, he's been falling through the darkness. There's been a music video that happens where he's alternately falling and seeing himself fall and seeing his friends reach out to him and he can't quite reach them and then he falls
immediately. So dramatic. I love it.
Yes.
And also Goofy and Donald are there, and it's so jarring if you're just starting this game knowing nothing about it. It's like, oh my God.
There is no one on Earth who's been like, I'm just playing this new Japanese game. Why is Donald Duck there? No, they got Kingdom Hearts. It's on the cover. No one was surprised by this, AJ.
I was surprised by this.
This is a game that you have played many times, Lucy. Tell us a bit about the way that this begins, how it feels, and what's going on.
I'm going to say something positive, which is like, I think that this is what kind of sells me on the game, is it is really beautiful. Like these like stained glass mosaics, the way that the first part of the game, like you go up these, kaleidoscope kind of stairs is like very pretty, like especially for the time, like for the PS2, it looks amazing.
Yeah. The mood is incredible.
The mood is incredible. It's very anime, very emotional at the start. You do have to choose between your sword or your sort of your staff or your shield. So I looked this up on Reddit. Apparently this changes how quickly you level up through the game.
Right. You can choose to specialize, right?
Yeah.
No. So basically what it is you get different abilities at different levels depending on what you pick. So if you choose the sword, you get a lot more combat
the ones
abilities.
that you select, like, blocking or seeing your enemy's health bar, all of those are little abilities that you unlock.
Right, okay.
And they unlock at totally different intervals depending on what you picked and what you rejected.
Yes, and then later on, when you get into the Destiny Island section of this intro tutorial, and you talk to the Waka and the other 2 friends that you have there, you get to choose answers to questions like, "What are you most afraid of?" And those are the ones that like determine how fast you level up.
Yeah, that's your level scaling.
At one certain time.
Yeah, so you can just completely fuck yourself for no reason because the game doesn't.
Good luck.
Yeah, I mean, this was something a lot of JRPGs especially were playing with. I remember one of the old Dragon Quest games. figured out your character's stats and appearance by making you take a personality quiz at the very beginning.
I'm immediately angry thinking about this. Like, I replayed this before we recorded the podcast. And like, I forgot just how many hours you are doing this shit before you actually start playing the game. Like the time that you spend just setting yourself up, and then all the bullshit on Destiny Islands, which means nothing. Before you actually get to like a Disney World, you've played for like 8 hours.
The actual tutorial part, though, is very short. When you get on Destiny Islands, it's not tutorializing you on anything. It's letting you do some stuff, but you're getting taught everything in a pretty short amount of time on these beautiful stained glass windows of these Disney princesses. And then Sora fights his own shadow in the form of a Heartless that is giant, but his weak spot is his hands that are always on the ground.
And he's kind of sexy. He's kind of weirdly sexy. Like he's really jacked.
Lucy, I am 100% on board with you. This Heartless fucks.
Yeah.
Then you think every time you see that Heartless again, oh, that's Sora's shadow. That's Sora's dark side there. No, actually, it's not. Fuck you for thinking that it was.
You idiot.
For thinking that we were doing something here. It was just, stop worrying about it. It's just a guy. It's just a guy who sometimes shows up and he's big and he's hot. And you just have to hit his hand a bunch until he dies of hand.
No nipples, though, because there's a giant heart.
Oh, there are nipples. There are nipples. You just have to feel for them.
Oh.
You can't see them.
It'll say all this dramatic shit to you, though, that like it doesn't mean anything. Like, oh, the more you're in the light, the bigger your shadow becomes. Like all this really like emotional anime shit that means nothing ultimately.
But it's great, and I wish that it meant something in the rest of the game. But the rest of the game is about stars blinking out or whatever.
No, I want to be very clear here. Nomura's storytelling abilities are that of like a 9-year-old.
Yes.
Like the thing that he is good at is like introducing like very abstract big concepts and be like, that's so cool, huh? And you're like, yeah. He's like, what about this other thing that's also cool, huh? And I'm like, yeah. And he's just like, I can draw 9 more figures for you, and they're all going to look so cool. And you're going to have to remember all of them because all of them are integral to this plot that will eventually make no sense whatsoever.
What if we have 5 different guys who are all the same guy?
Yes! Yes! Why make one character when you could make 3, Brian?
And that's exactly the thing, right? Speaking of guys, we might as well go to Destiny Island, which is where you land after this tutorial. Basically, you're running around as Sora, the protagonist, who I feel like we ought to describe what he maybe looks like real quick.
He's voiced by Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah,
Haley Joel Osment. It looks fucking ridiculous.
This is his longest running role.
Big clown shoes.
He's a little anime boy, but he has Mickey Mouse feet.
As you run around Destiny Island, which is, your home world, this is classic RPG shit, starting your adventure in your hometown, right? You can duel your friends. You've got a little wooden sword, Sora.
Yeah, God knows why you'd want to, but you can.
But you can. Those friends include Titus, Selfie, Waka, and Riku.
Yes.
Now, I want to be very clear.
Tidus.
I want to be...
Tidus. Mr. I like Final Fantasy X and I think it's a good game.
Tidus. I want to be very clear that Riku here, this character is not to be confused with Riku from Final Fantasy X, who, when I was a teenager, that was the hottest video game character I had ever seen up until that point.
Because you hadn't seen the Heartless yet.
That's damn true.
Heartless.
Riku in this game is going to end up being sort of the primary antagonist and also foil to Sora. He's sort of like a... What if Sephiroth was like little? What if he was just a little guy is kind of his deal?
Who's being possessed by Billy Zane.
And I should also note as well that Selphia, Waka, and Tidus are actually kid versions of their characters
for some
from
reason.
Final Fantasy VIII and Final Fantasy X respectively.
Yeah, despite in the world of Kingdom Hearts, all of the Final Fantasy characters came from what Hollow Bastion used to be. So I don't know why these kids are on Destiny. It's like, it's Calvin Ball, but
it's Blitz Ball.
Hey,
it is Blitz Ball.
Yeah.
You're right. It is Blitz Ball.
I had a roommate, and he might be listening to this, who played so much fucking Blitz Ball over the course of the year that I lived with him. I hate that game. I hate that game so much, and I hate Blitz Ball, and I don't hate him. We patched things up, but like it was a bad time.
But that was like the thing that rifted you apart was Blitz
Ball?
It
was a big part of it, okay? He played it every fucking minute of the day.
I mean, the whole relationship between Riku, Kairi, and Sora it's got a lot of cuck energy, I'll say that much. It's very strange. They're kind of like a very strange throuple, but it also seems like at some point Sora remembers his mother, but other than that, it seems like they are children who raised themselves on a tropical island. So they're kind of like brother and sister, but like they both want to fuck Kairi.
They all just want to eat the Paopu fruit with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just
That's a
arguing
euphemism.
behind Kairi's back about who's going to eat the fucking Paopu fruit with her, which binds you to someone forever. There is like
That's right.
There's definitely a universe where I got like a matching Paopu fruit tattoo with one of my friends. I'm so glad I never did that. We all wanted to do that. We all wanted to do that in 2006.
Of course.
But then you've got this friendship with Riku who fucking hates you. Like Riku hates you so much from the start. And you're like, Riku, my best friend.
The whole idea is that Riku is more susceptible to the darkness than Sora, because Sora is just the dumbest, happiest boy that's ever been.
You get into a few fights. You have this wooden sword, which doesn't do the same combos that the Keyblade does. Like, it pauses every time after you
it's
swing.
Kind of useless. Yeah.
You kind of can't do anything after you jump, and you don't have a dodge or anything, so you just have to jump or else. Then you have this fucking, like, foot race with Riku, because you're all building a raft. Kairi, it turns out, is from another world, and everyone's like, I don't know what that's all about, but there's other worlds out there.
That's right.
We're going to build a raft, and we're going to get off this island together.
I should note, by the way, voice acted by Hayden Panettiere, who you might remember from Heroes.
Heroes,
Yes. They sort of made a concerted effort to cast like child stars.
This, I think, was Disney's influence. Again, this is like a localization thing. Of course, they had Japanese voice actors. Although apparently one of the later re-releases just defaults to the English language voice actors with Japanese subtitles, which is interesting. But like Disney ends up enforcing a lot of really interesting casting, including, Haley Joel Osment, Seventh Heaven's David Gallagher, Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah, she was. We should note she was in Remember the Titans, and she also lent voice work to Dinosaur.
Yeah,
if you
so
remember
a lot
that
of
fucking
these,
piece of shit.
that came out around the same time.
Kids were doing stuff on ABC or with Disney. Right. I don't know how they got David Boreanaz, who was in the middle of still doing Angel.
Funny, just hearing David Boreanaz's voice out of nowhere in this fucking game for children.
Doing his classic, extremely flat affect that he never stopped doing.
But that's kind of perfect for Squall. Like, that's the thing. Like, I think the casting in this game is exemplary across the board.
And they got like Christy Carlson Romano to play Yuffie. Ren Stevens
herself. That was
herself.
Christy Carlson Romano?
Not only is that Christy Carlson Romano, she plays Yuffie again in Final Fantasy Advent Children, and I think for a couple other installments. She's not Yuffie anymore.
Yeah. God damn, this game is just chock full of girls that I had a crush on when I was a teenager.
You know who it is now?
Who is it now?
It's Mae Whitman now.
Oh, funny.
Oh.
Well, and you know who Aerith? You know who Aerith was in Kingdom Hearts, right?
I sure
Josh,
do.
you're giving me a quizzical look. It's Mandy Moore.
It's Mandy Moore?
Yes.
Wow.
But Josh, who is Sephiroth?
Well, Sephiroth is Sephiroth, obviously.
Lance Bass, motherfucker.
What? That makes me so happy. You have no idea.
They couldn't get the original Hercules to play Hercules, so they just brought in Sean Astin to play him.
Is that Sean Astin?
The president of SAG, Sean Astin. Is our Hercules.
Awesome.
He went the distance.
Yeah, I can't remember the guy who plays Hercules in the movie, but he ends up playing Hercules in the following Kingdom Hearts game. They just got Sean Astin for this one. For some, like, it's just a weirdly big name for just like a fill-in role.
This is the thing, and I think we'll talk about this especially when we get to Agrabah. They got a lot of top-tier talent back.
Yeah.
It's just Disney had ample resources, and they had a vested interest in making the presentation of this game as high quality and polished as possible because they wanted it to feel like Disney. You know?
This was on the box. It was like Haley Joel Osment and David Boreanaz are in this fucking game, and I can't think of a console game that had ever done that before. There were PC games, of course, that like, you know, especially the FMV ones that were like, we have Shatner, or we have Tim Curry.
Tech War, or even I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, right?
Yeah, but like console games, especially games for kids, I don't think anyone had ever really, no one was like, we should get Captain Lou Albano for the Mario game or whatever.
Big get.
So,
big get, old Lou.
With Destiny Islands, you go through this entire sequence, which is...
It's horrible.
It's really
horrible,
bad.
and they know it's horrible because they make
sucks.
it optional.
Yes.
You just don't necessarily realize that it's optional until
you still have to do the fetch quest, though, don't you?
You have to do the fetch quest, and the fetch quest takes you to the cave, which has this sequence that scared the shit out of me when I was like 11 and playing this game for the
terrible.
first
Oh,
time.
there's a scary door in there, folks. There's a scary door in
There's
that
all
game.
these little drawings that everyone made together when they were little. And then there's Creepy Robe Guy.
Right.
And Creepy Robe Guy is like, you're gonna die and everyone's gonna die. And then, briefly, like, Sora goes to bed and he has a house and a mom who is also
That's right.
the mom from Dexter's Laboratory.
Once you've found the scary door, you have to fight that same boss from the beginning tutorial. But this time, if you die in the game, you die in real life.
Yeah.
You're doing it for real now.
For the first time, you're holding the Keyblade, and there is no fanfare for it at all. It
No
cuts away from the
explanation.
cutscene, and then you just have it in your hand.
I wanted to talk here just a bit then about how combat in this game works and feels.
I want to say that it's the fucking worst and it's so annoying, but it only gets worse in the later games. Kingdom Hearts 3 is so much more complicated. It's absolutely insane, but it is really frustrating. You have to be doing, especially on a console, so many like different like R2 and pressing other stuff to do magic, and then you're basically just locked into these really basic combos that you're doing with the Keyblade otherwise.
You're just walking up, locking on, and pressing X a whole bunch until finally you win.
They don't give you the skills that you actually need to succeed at combat until fairly later in the game.
Yeah,
like,
depending on what
you
item
can't
you're
block, you can't dodge.
Right.
Like there's
And
a lot of stuff.
Even the block and dodge suck ass once you do
they
get
suck.
them, so you probably won't ever use them.
The block is actually, it has a pretty generous window, I will say, for the block, but usually you're just dodging because it's the same button, and if you move the control stick at all while hitting the block button, you just roll out of the way.
But also, AJ, I'm going to say, you are doing that. We are not. We are hitting the X button and swinging the Keyblade and doing nothing else.
Okay, yes, I play this on proud mode,
AJ,
so you do have to like.
platinumed it. You played it like 12
That's so
times
fucking
and got
sick.
every fucking
That's
trophy.
sick.
Oh
That's
my
disgusting.
Disgusting pig.
I played it for 80 hours. I played it for 80 hours.
Zero.
18.
Last
80.
week, Lucy. Last week, like a week and a half ago, AJ was like, "Yeah, I finally got through it. I got to level 100 and I beat Sephiroth and I did everything. I didn't get the last 2 trophies, but oh well." And then like 2 days ago, AJ's like, "I got the last 2 trophies. I played the entire game
my God.
again and beat it within
sped-run
15
it,
hours without dying."
I'm so glad. I thought I was going to be the sicko on here. I thought you were bringing me on as like the circus freak, but no.
Okay, so here's a question that I have.
No, we would never. We respect you so deeply, and we do not respect AJ.
No, I feel that we have somewhat capably now described the core gameplay flow, which is to say it's real time, you smash X after you've locked on. Every once in a while, maybe you use one of the magic spells, at least later on in the game. My question for all of you is, why would you keep playing this if you didn't have to?
Because you haven't seen the Disney Worlds yet.
You've got to see the worlds. The worlds
That's
are so
true.
exciting.
You gotta see the worlds.
Yeah, there's 4 rooms, Josh.
You're not.
4 whole rooms.
No, this is a
Pinocchio
serious
is in
fucking
this game, Josh. I'm gonna
this
meet
is a
Pinocchio.
serious goddamn question. I am
Yes.
serious as cancer about this question because we are all in agreement that this is not fun and sucks.
Yes.
So why is it?
I'm not in agreement on that. I think it's a fine time.
Okay.
I think it is the worlds. It's the worlds that are the appeal,
It's the
right?
worlds.
Like you're
Yeah.
excited to see
Yeah.
what's coming up next. You're going to be like Leo DiCaprio pointing at the TV, like, "Oh, it's Hercules," you know.
And I feel like so many of the greatest like RPGs of all time, if you judge them just on their tutorial level, you would bounce immediately. Like I have a really hard time getting through a lot of Final Fantasy games because the tutorials are just so long.
Yeah, and
I
then you
know
get
that
through the tutorial and the game isn't much better.
That's untrue. they get so much more fun. And I feel like this game kind of hits its stride about 2/3 of the way through, and then the last third I feel isn't very fun. Again,
Yes.
it starts
They
getting a
make
little
one
bit
final
grindy.
level and they decide to turn it into 3 very big levels, and that's their big.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the slight Zelda feel, but like I said before, Josh, I didn't have a console at this time, so playing any game that was 3-dimensional was such an exciting new world for me. And I wanted to see that's why I play any video game. I want to see the worlds. I want to see the realms. I want to see all the realms that are in this.
There's a lot of realms in this thing, huh?
And what is it about then Destiny Island specifically? This is a question for AJ. You said to me, I think that Destiny Islands works.
Yes.
That's such a fucked up opinion, and I need to hear more.
No, because actually it's for the reasons you've all said. It sucks. While you're there, you're made to do meaningless tasks that you don't fully understand.
Go catch some fish for Kyrie, like while she stands there and does nothing.
You want to eat her poo-poo fruit.
I wish
after
Kyrie
all.
did something.
Pow poo.
Did you say poo poo?
You want to eat her poo-poo fruit?
It is pow poo, Josh.
No.
We're not going there today.
So you feel frustrated by this. You try and challenge a bigger kid and he beats the shit out of you, right? This is a childhood simulator. All you want to do is get to the adventure, but you're forced to do all of this shit first. And what it instills in you as a player is the same thing that Sora feels, which is I have to get the fuck off this island.
AJ, I'm gonna just raise an issue here, which is this is not the intent of the developers at all.
No, I don't
They
think
thought
so.
they were making a fun first level.
I think broadly speaking, though, we believe in the death of the author on this show.
I don't believe in anything that Roland Barthes has ever said.
If we are bringing in everything that Nomura has ever said about Kingdom Hearts, then let me tell you a little story about Ansem the Wise. You see, he was in his castle.
There's one guy.
Oh, okay.
But we should mention there is a guy named Ansem. He is the villain of this story. He is vaguely introduced really early on as just some guy who left some notes around.
Yes.
You find the notes, and they're just like, I've learned about these things called the Heartless. A door opened up, and then gummy bears fell on me, and then Mickey Mouse was in a big gummy bear. And then you find out he's the bad guy, and then you defeat him. And that's the whole story. Anyway, let's go back to the game proper.
To be clear, that's not Ansem the Wise. That's Ansem.
Nope, it's Ansem. It's Ansem. There's just one guy named Ansem, and you can shut the fuck up, Ansem James
Lucy,
Diddy.
Do you agree with this assessment of Destiny Islands? How does it strike you?
Oh, I fucking hate Destiny Island. It's just a bunch of meaningless tasks, but maybe it does instill that in you because like you're like an emo teen at this point. You fucking hate your town. You're like, get me out of here. I want to see the world.
Let me ask you this. When you get to Traverse Town, the first major hub, how did that make you feel?
Oh yeah, you get to go from fucking Destiny Islands to fucking Traverse Town. Really exciting stuff. You know?
You weren't excited?
Got a bopping song. I will say that about Traverse Town.
Yeah, it's very pleasant.
Some of these songs are really nice. However, they're also 30 seconds long and loop forever. So you better get used to them.
It's so much worse than Chain of
Traverse
Memories.
Town is almost a good level, especially with the whole you go back and a couple new things happen. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
However, your first time in Traverse Town, you have to go to unmarked spots to trigger cutscenes and then go back to the first area and go into a shop you went in before to make David Boreanaz show up.
This is the absolute worst part of the entire. So much of Kingdom Hearts is just this. It doesn't guide you. There is no mini map. There's no compass. And
no
so
missions.
much of it is just that you need to go into different areas to trigger a new cutscene. And it's so frustrating.
There is, in many cases, not even dialogue indicating where it is that you ought to go.
Almost
You
never.
just kind of have to wander around. I genuinely cannot fathom playing this game without a walkthrough.
No, and I definitely looked up a walkthrough while playing this game.
I've played this game like 8 times, and I brought up a walkthrough, particularly for the deep jungle, which is the fucking worst of the entire game.
Nightmare.
Shout outs to khguides.com. I'm just going to say that right now.
Here's the other thing, Lucy. You didn't find the clue of Donald saying, "Wow, that black fruit looks weird," as helpful?
I mean, that's
in Deep Jungle?
one of the only helpful things it has ever said to you in the entire game. The rest is literally like, you're on your own. Again, a game ostensibly for children. It's like, you're on your fucking own. Just walk back and forth for a few hours.
Traverse Town, the first sort of hub world, is where Sora wakes up after his first big battle with the Heartless.
After his home is destroyed. We see the star blink out of the sky like in a wrinkle in time, which is definitely being... This whole game is basically just a wrinkle in time and the never-ending story. And for some reason, Square was on this never-ending story kick because Final Fantasy Tactics Advance is even more never-ending story. And also so is Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. So all their spin-off games are playing with this idea of like memory and multiple dimensions of multiple worlds existing on top of each other. Different games made by different teams are all hitting this exact same theme.
Sora makes his way to Traverse Town through a light beam. Riku goes through a dark portal into the darkness, and Kairi phase shifts through Sora. And I know that doesn't sound important. It is like the most important thing that happens in the plot.
Extremely important.
Yes.
Yeah.
In this town, Traverse Town, which has a Disney sensibility, but also some of the characters from Final Fantasy walking around, it turns out that Donald Duck and Goofy are also here.
They're on a mission from
That's
King
right.
Mickey.
From God.
And Donald Duck is the royal wizard, and Goofy is the captain of the guard. This is fantastic. I love it.
Good.
I love
I'm going to be
part of this.
very persnickety throughout this entire episode.
You?
If that was not already clear. Me.
Mm-hmm.
I found this so fucking charming.
Yeah.
Because part of it is I love Donald and Goofy. I especially love Goofy because a Goofy movie is one of my favorite animated films of all time. And this is leaning into the characterization of both of those characters in a way that's very satisfying if you like anything about them.
Donald and Goofy are like the best part of this game. I think it is genuinely so charming the way that this works.
Pretty soon after you see Donald and Goofy, then you see fucking Squall.
Leon.
Leon.
His name is Leon.
Leon?
The name he loves to go by.
And it shall be
No,
Leon.
absolutely not. There is only one Leon in video games, and that is Leon fucking Kennedy. I will not accept another Leon. You also get Aerith and Yuffie from Final Fantasy VII, as well as Sid, who of course is in like all of the Final Fantasy
but
games.
specifically
and
the Final Fantasy VII Sid, the one who beats his wife, is the
That's
one
right.
in Kingdom Hearts.
And so this was where, again, a light came on for me, where it was like, oh, this is why this game hit so hard when it came out.
Yeah.
Because like, if you're the kid who grew up playing Square RPGs and you're also a Disney kid, it's your favorite characters coming together.
Yeah.
And it's fucking crazy.
I will say it's also like in between the time where I played the first time and the second time playing through, I had played Final Fantasy VII for the first time.
Okay.
And I will say that seeing Aerith and Yuffie in this game made me go, oh my God, they're back.
Yeah.
Right. And especially because it is Nomura and because their stories end so tragically, Kingdom Hearts takes place in sort of an entirely different core and canon where there might still be hope for these characters in a way that they wouldn't necessarily get in their own worlds. And this is the game I think that comes closest to sort of touching on that tragedy. Maybe Kingdom Hearts 2 a little bit, but like the way they deal with Cloud in this universe, I think is really cool and fascinating.
So we also get a little bit of lore. This is where they introduce the idea of Ansem, who's like the guy that you maybe should be seeking out in all of this. But the main plot is just our princess is in another castle. Sora is looking for Kairi. Riku shows up every now and then. Kairi is always like, go to the next place. But we also learn a little bit about the Heartless because we see one guy get his heart sucked out of his body by a little ant that then, grows like armor or whatever. And then you fight it and you're like, okay, that's what Heartless do. They are just beings of darkness that steal hearts. And you are told in the cutscenes that the Heartless are those without hearts. That's a quote. And they are
That's a direct quote.
They are, quote, attracted to the, quote, darkness in people's hearts. And that's what they feed off of, right? They feed off of hearts because they themselves don't have hearts and notably are not themselves hearts because they are the heart
Right.
less.
Right?
Is this true?
Yes.
That's what the suffix does.
This is categorically false. Unfortunately for the rest of the series, this is categorically
This is going to
false.
be changed. Give it 2 games. Not
pretty
true later.
immediately. Yeah, they are hearts. They are like lesser hearts.
No, they're
is the
not.
best way to think about
No, they're
them.
not. They're guys who
they're
don't have
ants.
hearts.
They're just ants that eat
They're
hearts.
just little guys.
I'm really excited for a Kingdom Hearts 2 episode, which is just 3 hours of no.
We're doing that one in the studio. Lucy, you're going to have to come out here to the United States of America so that we can throw.
We will fly you
We're
to New
going
York.
to throw wads of paper at AJ's head the whole time. The whole time.
The way that we defeat the Heartless, then, of course, is through armed combat using the Keyblade.
Yeah.
And here,
Yes.
my big question is, the Keyblade, obviously the iconic weapon of the franchise. This is arguably at this point even more iconic than Cloud's Buster Sword, I would say. Everybody loves this fucking thing. Lucy, obviously, you were saying you used to have one of these. And maybe do still have it around somewhere?
No, I had a big one that was hanging up on my wall, which, guys love to see that at a girl's house.
My question to you is, what is the Keyblade?
It's a blade, but it's not really a blade. It's got that classic, I guess, like that square thing where it's like, it looks way too heavy for that little twink, obviously. There's no way. The center of balance on
Ansem's
that
like,
thing.
I want that twink annihilated.
Exactly. It's got to be terrible. But as we will learn later, it can also lock and unlock worlds, basically, to keep Heartless out or in, or I don't fucking know.
Yeah, okay. What's the deal with that? Like locking the worlds, unlocking the worlds? I was unclear on this, but like it seems that one of the things that you need to do as Sora is take your Keyblade, point it at a big lock, and that does something.
Yeah, it
Yes,
always
I
bothers
can
me
help
that it
out
doesn't
with
go
that, yeah.
in the lock. That's the whole.
Yeah.
Me too, a
what's
little
the
bit. It's just a little
for?
the beam or whatever. Yeah, that is something that does bother me too. So basically, Ansem, when he was researching Ansem the Wise,
Keep it
when he
to
was
Kingdom Hearts
researching,
1 lore only. There is one Ansem, and he is not Ansem the
Did come
anything.
from the original Keyblade, which was the Kai Blade.
No.
Thank you.
What's going on?
The Keyblade, yes.
Why did I
yes.
ask this question? Fuck.
Yeah, because Josh, you see, there's a thing. The original Keyblade was a thing called the Greek letter key.
No, it wasn't.
Blade
No, the
that is
Keyblade
shaped
is
like an
something that is
X.
created from your heart. It is created from various hearts. In the case of one of the Keyblades, it's made from all the princesses' hearts. The 6 of the 7 princesses' hearts, because the 7th heart that's Kyrie's heart is somewhere else. We'll get to
Yes.
that later.
Right.
But that made a Keyblade, and
The hearts
Sora's
did?
heart is also the hearts did. Because that's
Okay.
that's how you fight Heartless, right? Is with your heart. Because they're
of
not
course.
hearts. They
They
couldn't
don't know, and they
possibly
don't even
be
have
hearts. They
Less-
don't
lesser
have
hearts, but
them.
yes.
And so Mickey has a key, you have a key. Riku gets a key later that's kind of like from Ansem, I guess, but it's made out of princess hearts. There
Well, you
could
have
be
to
other
have a strong
Keyblades.
heart to wield the Keyblade, but it can be
Yeah.
like
Yes.
good or
Right.
bad, light or dark. You just have to
Yeah.
be
Right.
like strong of heart to be able to wield the Keyblade.
Yeah.
That's actually, I think, an
Right.
important point, that the Keyblade does not discriminate between the light and dark, merely
No.
the strength of the
it
thing.
takes and
Because
it takes and it
Correct.
takes. Yeah.
light
Yes.
versus dark is...
And it keeps
Was,
unlocking
was
anyway.
that a Hamilton reference?
That's right, bitch.
Jesus.
Like,
Come
he's
and
like,
get me.
what sickos have I found?
You are fully welcome to stab me in the face with
I'd stab you in the
knives.
heart with a Keyblade if I could. This light and dark thing, this is the key binary of Kingdom Hearts. Like,
Yes.
are hearts light? Are they dark? Is the lightness in your heart able to surpass the darkness in your heart?
You must be true to your heart.
Simple and clean
lead
is
you
the way
straight
that
to
you're
me.
making me feel tonight.
Yeah.
Correct.
And I love the design, and as with so many
Yeah.
things in this game, why don't you just let it be a really cool key? You know what I mean?
They mostly
Well, do you mean like
They
you don't
mostly
want
do
it to
let be
attack
cool.
people? What do you mean?
You,
I
you
just
just
mean-
think it has too much lore? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. This is my issue with this
I
game
think
in
it's- I think
general.
it's a fine amount of lore. It's a key. It's very important. You're the chosen one. You
Sure.
get little chains that change the shape of it. That's fun. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you lock some
Yeah.
worlds.
Yeah.
You don't have to think about it too much in this game. You have
Sure,
to think about
sure.
it a lot in every subsequent game.
Basically, there are heartless at the core of every single one of these worlds, and the problem is
'Cause
that
there's always
these
dark
worlds
lurking
have-
under the night, the light, the whatever. Children, you need
Yeah.
children. They're full of light.
Children of
Yeah.
the future,
Yeah.
When the heartless come out, the planets basically explode, right? Unless
Yeah.
you go in and
Okay,
lock them back
I see.
up.
So
that's
it's
what you're going
sealing
through.
the apocalypse
Yeah.
in, basically.
Yes.
Again, this
okay,
is
yes.
I understand.
basically a wrinkle in time.
Yeah, and it is basically a wrinkle in time. And I will also say that Kingdom Hearts 1 does a really great job, I think, of incorporating the Disney worlds into new plots. Like, you, for the most part, are not going through the plots of the Disney movies. The villains in this game have their own little Injustice League that they're all a part of. And they are all working towards the goals of the Heartless.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
They're utilizing the Heartless to their own ends.
Because they're not actually heartless themselves, but they're strategically aligned with the heartless because they're villains, right?
Yeah.
They want to see
Yeah.
bad things happen to the good guys.
Yeah, and even sometimes the good guys are using Heartless in misguided ways. We'll get to that in Halloween Town, especially. But like it is fully woven into the narratives of these worlds in a way that I find in other Kingdom Hearts games, it's more like, well, we're just going to go through the plot of the movie and Heartless
they
or something.
they kind of give up on it in Kingdom Hearts 2, where it's just like, oh yeah, this is just what happened in Nightmare Before Christmas. And it's like, well, you just made a better plot in the
Sure.
first game.
And that's the fun of it, right?
Yeah.
You want to see your characters in new scenarios
Yeah.
reacting to new things. You don't want to just see
I
the same
remember
thing
one of the
again.
ways that Disney marketed this movie, because I got Disney Adventures magazine.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they had that in Australia. That's awesome.
Yeah, we had that.
Josh, you got Disney Adventure magazine? You didn't even have a TV.
Yeah, but you know, it had like
could read
comics.
about
it.
it.
Had comics and
It
shit.
had a lot of comics, and I don't remember if they did a Kingdom Hearts comic, but I do remember that when Kingdom Hearts was coming out, one of the blurbs about it said that the plot of it was that all the villains were teaming up to use the Heartless to change the endings of their stories.
Yeah.
Which is a
And I
clever
love
idea.
that.
It's not
That's
exactly
clever.
what's happening in the game. And I don't think what's happening in the game is bad either. But I definitely, the first time I played it, that was what was in my head. Was like, oh yeah, Clayton's just changing the ending of the story consciously.
The thing about Sora having this Keyblade, too, I should say, is that this is what makes Donald and Goofy realize that they should go along with him. Because Mickey has mentioned that they need to find a key. And it's like, oh my God, it's a key. It's a Keyblade. Let's go. And so now we have our core party, right? We have Donald, Goofy, Sora. They all embark on their main journey.
Yeah.
Now, every journey, of course, requires a vessel to get you from point to point.
Yeah, like the Argosy, which Jason took across the seas to fetch the Golden Fleece.
That's right, Brian.
Yes.
And in the case of Kingdom Hearts, your ship is called the Gummi Ship.
Do you think it was named that because of the Disney TV cartoon franchise, The Gummy Bears?
Yes.
Oh, right. That would
Even though
make
the
sense.
Gummy
It's
Bears aren't here at all?
No,
But
Jim
it's
has never been
not
confirmed,
gummy.
but that is my canon.
It isn't
No.
gummy. That's the
It's
most
rigid.
infuriating thing. They're just polygons.
Yes. It doesn't look like I could bite it. I would like to bite it, but I can't.
Some of the little pieces, like in the cutscenes, look a little squishy.
I think the Gummy Garage and the Gummy Ship are the absolute worst parts of this game. Every Gummy mission,
Yes.
it's so frustrating having to do these missions just to get to another. Like later on, you'll unlock your little warp thing, so you can
Yeah.
warp to different
Right.
worlds.
Yeah, even the game knows that it's bullshit.
It knows that it's
Yes.
bullshit, but at first you have to do these stupid missions, and there is nothing more like undignified than dying on a Gummy Ship mission between two worlds and having to start again, which is just this weird kind of like polygon, like Space Invaders style mission, which is completely incohesive, like visually,
Yes.
thematically. It doesn't fit with any part of the rest of the game.
No, it's like, what if Star Fox was terrible? Is the best way that I can
Yes.
put it.
And you know what? I'm going to make you all a little more angry, perhaps, because they were originally going to have an Atlantis the Lost Empire world, but it was too similar to the Gummy Ships.
Yeah.
And they kept
So
the
they
gummies
cut it.
instead.
That's so
They kept
fucked.
the
It's
gummies
important,
instead.
Josh. It ties the whole thing together.
No, it
does.
doesn't.
It's space travel. It's the Mass Effect.
You're telling me that I could have been running around with Milo from Atlantis the Lost Empire and probably finding what the fuck is her name? The sexy girl from Atlantis the Lost Empire.
Which one? There's multiple.
the princess.
The princess.
Oh, well,
she's so hot.
Yeah, but everybody's hot in Atlantis. That's the
That's
thing.
true, that's true.
It's Mike
The thing that
Mignola.
I'm realizing-
Everybody is very fuckable in that cartoon.
This is very messed up. But the thing that I'm realizing from this episode is that Disney had a very sort of strong influence on my childhood to adolescent development and sort of my preferences in women. That's messed up, and I hate that.
Your mom comes out of your bedroom. Josh, is this a Disney Adventure magazine I found under your pillow?
They had very tiny centerfolds. So that's a joke for people who know what Disney Adventure is, which was a very, very
It was
small
That's why I
magazine.
liked it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Little small format.
In the beginning of the game, you have the chance to name your raft. If you win the foot
If you
race, the
win.
optional foot race, you get to choose the name. If you
That's right.
lose, Riku chooses the name.
You can change it later. Don't worry about it. You can call it
Right.
the Pussy Wagon
But that's
anytime you
the
like.
thing is, you get the Gummy Ship, and if you lost the foot race, it will have the name that Riku gave the raft, which I think
Right.
is kind of fun
High
as like a little
wind.
bit of emotional resonance. Either
Yeah.
way, I modified my ship a fair bit using that horrible,
Oh, yeah?
horrible ship making
I was
system
going
in
to
the
ask
game.
because I was going to say
man.
I have never once playing this game gone
Yeah.
to the Gummy Garage
Got
at
it.
any point.
Really? Okay.
You said
That's-
you will not catch
Yeah.
my ass in the gummy garage.
Never.
That does
Never.
not happen.
You got to give it all the bells and whistles. So I present to you the Pounge.
Oh my God.
I have
Oh
made
my
the
God.
Pounge. It's got guns everywhere,
so
lasers
about the
everywhere.
Pounge.
It's got
Holy
radar.
shit.
It's got the little claws that grab everything.
The thing you have to understand about the Pounge
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that the pieces aren't connected
No.
for the most part.
For the most
They're just
part,
sort
they
of
are.
free
Some
floating
of
in
them are
space.
free flowing. The majority of the pieces touch each other.
But I do want to say that the reason why I understand why they're not touching each other is because depth perception in the Gummy Garage is pretty much fucking out the window.
That's fucked.
I had so much trouble with
It's so
depth perception
difficult.
throughout this entire
The
game.
gummy garage encompasses a non-Euclidean space.
Yeah, it's wild.
I think this may not have been unusual for the time either, but this game has some very interesting ideas about what it wants to do with the index finger buttons. right? Like you lock on to enemies using R1, but you change who you're locked onto by pressing L2.
Oh, the lock-on system's awful.
Then you hold L1 to do magic. And so with the Gummi Ship, there's also fun things that the face buttons do that you think you'll figure out and then you won't. Like sometimes the circle button will immediately delete something from your ship. Sometimes it doesn't.
Depending on what layer you're on, yeah.
And you have to press like R1 and R2 to change the modes, but not always. Sometimes you just have to press X to change the modes of selecting an item versus assembling the item. And then you do things along the Y-axis by pressing L1 and L2 to change the plane that you're on while doing regular directions for everything else.
That's none of my business in there. It's none of my business.
No, this is an interface that like requires a mouse. But because it's not a PC game, you don't get a mouse.
My memory might be faulty, but there was a Lego kart racer game for Nintendo 64 and other platforms that I remember you could make your own car, and it was the same basic idea as this, but it was way more intuitive.
Oh,
like
it was.
You knew where the pieces went.
Yeah, I played that game. It was way easier.
Yeah. And Lego Racers, I should say, originally developed as a PC game, and then they also did a Nintendo 64 version in the garage, and both is very fucking intuitive.
That's the other thing, is the Gummi Ship has missions.
They're optional. It has optional missions for
when
no
you
reason.
complete a mission, which is like an added thing to traversing one place to the other, you get nothing other than a little window that pops up and says, you did it. And
you also get a Gummi Ship part.
Do you? I don't know. I don't think that's true.
Yeah. So now you can do more Gummi Ship missions.
And my least favorite thing in the whole game is when you've done like one of the handful of puzzles or done some other hideous bullshit where you finally get to like a difficult to reach treasure chest.
Yes.
And you open
up that fucking
and you get
chest and there's another goddamn gummy in it.
And it's like, this will never mean anything to me.
I wanted a fucking mega elixir and you're giving me like I can't even remember
Josh,
the names
you only get like 12 mega elixirs in the whole fucking game. And you better be happy about it.
I also think that this is another example of something that was a commonality for me across many parts of this game, which is a really interesting idea that was unbelievably poorly executed.
And one thing that happened as a result of Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within, collapsing was all of the budgets across the board for their games got reduced.
Okay.
So I think that what we see here in a lot of Kingdom Hearts is something that's held together with like spit and duct tape. Where it's like, oh, we had a big idea. We want to do this ship that's customizable. It does all this stuff. And then it's like, okay, but it only goes 2 miles an hour. And we only have 3 days to work on the build a ship interface.
The vast majority of missions, you don't need to move around at all. You can just hold down X the whole time, go straight, and just sit there.
And you know what? They learned their lesson, and you don't have to fly the Gummi Ship in the subsequent Kingdom Hearts games.
No.
Ever. I'm lying. I'm lying. There are so many Gummi Ship missions.
That isn't true.
There are so many Gummi Ship missions.
They get harder.
It is.
They make it more
so
complex.
much harder.
They make it harder.
But I will say, they become more fun to play. Like, they become more bullet hell.
I disagree.
They're not great. They're not great. They're still boilerplate, but they're more fun than this, I would say.
Well,
much more fun.
I feel like we're about at the time where we should take our break. But when we get back, we are going to be exploring the many, many worlds that Kingdom Hearts has to offer. We're going to be hanging out. We're going to be swinging in the trees with Tarzan.
Wow.
And I don't really know what else we're going to be doing.
We're going to be growing and shrinking with Alice.
We'll do
We're
that.
We're going to go in the belly of the whale with Pinocchio and the biblical figure Jonah.
We're going to the Cave of Wonders.
I think the one thing that I can guarantee, though, is that I will be yelling at AJ a lot. So stay tuned.
Kingdom Hearts 4 world premiere trailer starts now. I can't feel my heart anymore. Where is it gone? If fate can be changed, then why not change it? Is this just a dream? Or is it the ship of dreams?
All aboard! All aboard the RMS Titanic, bound for New York City. All aboard!
Gosh, Sora, that's a mighty big ship. I'll say, do you think maybe Kyrie's inside? Oh yeah, you're right, Donald. We better get on board. Thankfully, we have these first-class tickets.
You there! There aren't any ducks allowed in first class. To the steerage with you.
Relive James Cameron's timeless classic, but now Sora, Donald, and Goofy are there too.
I'm king of the world! Woo!
Me too! Woohoo!
Don't forget about me.
Donald, get out of the water and back to steerage, where you belong. Witness the epic love story, as well as the nuanced take on class politics that could only come from the mind of James Cameron.
I'm Billy Zane, and I love money!
Gosh, Sora, he sounds exactly like Ansem. Oh, yeah. Featuring all your favorite characters from Titanic, including Jack, Rose, and Fabrizio, Jack's little Italian friend who is basically a hate crime.
It's me, Fabrizio! My greatest fear is to be crushed by a giant smokestack! What about yours?
Can we not hang out with him?
Plus, all your Disney favorites make their return.
I can't marry Billy Zane. He gave me the heart of the ocean.
Sora, could that heart be part of Kingdom Hearts?
You said it, King Mickey, but I thought Kingdom Hearts was a door.
Nope, it's a moon.
But
It's a moon, Sora. Relive all of your favorite scenes, except now there's like a dog in the background and he's watching everything. Gosh, Donald, what do you think they're getting up to in that there car? Whoop. Looks like they're making another maxi. All culminating in a stunning climax where Sora and crew must work together to destroy Billy Zane once and for all.
If I, Billy Zane, cannot have Rose's heart, then I shall simply take all of yours. Iceberg power.
you're going down, Billy Zane. Deep freeze.
You do know I'm an iceberg, right? Just kind of healed me, actually.
Ha! You win this round, iceberg.
Experience the tragedy.
Gentlemen, it has been a privilege playing with you tonight, even though my tumbly has been rumbling this whole time. Where's Eeyore? Already drowning. Glug, glug, glug.
The suspense.
Sora, use the Keyblade to break my handcuffs. I trust you, Sora.
Deep freeze.
Oh God, my hands!
And the heartache of one of the greatest pieces of pop art ever made. Also, Sora, Donald, and Goofy are there.
I'll never let go, Jack. I'll never let go.
But I can heal him.
No, Sora! You must not interfere.
But
everybody must die. Every last one of them. See, if any of them survive, it could change history forever. If Mr. Guggenheim lives, who's to say he doesn't give an art scholarship to a different talented cartoonist? One that surpasses Walter Elias Disney in both talent and perseverance. What happens if Disney doesn't become the leader in animation the world over? Why, that would mean that we wouldn't exist, Sora. And I will not exist, pal. Not again.
I don't care what you say. I'm going to save Jack.
Sora, don't!
Deep freeze. Oops.
Oh, yeah.
And featuring a new song from Celine Dion's sister, Margaret Dion.
Goofy, you touch me unfree.
You hook?
And I know Kingdom Hearts will go on.
Kingdom Hearts 4.3 Prologue, a maritime fragment, Hearts, Mind, Sora, Titanic, coming summer of 2000. Oh God, it's never coming out, is it? It's never coming out. I've wasted my life. Okay, into the sea.
So I was driving the Pounge through Brooklyn earlier today.
Wow.
And, we still have all this snow that came down from the big snowstorm.
Hard to find parking, especially with all those floating parts.
Oh, it's crazy. Like, I had a parking spot, but now it's just a big pile of snow, and all I can do is just shoot all the other cars with my 1,000 Pounge guns.
What you do is you attach the snowplow gummy. That's the way. Whether you're talking about the Pounge or the Targus, in the case of my gummy ship. AJ, Lucy, what would you name your gummy ships?
Oh, mine was the Pussy Wagon. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Mine was the Splooge.
You disgust me.
Okay.
Yeah. As we proceed through the galaxy on our gummy ships, we come to different worlds. And within each world, you have to fight the Heartless. You have to use the Keyblade to seal the keyhole thing.
Yes, to the heart of the world.
And you also maybe have to watch helplessly as a princess gets kidnapped because you can't save them. Yeah.
And basically the worlds that you can go to, they're pretty much all different worlds from Disney animated movies. And it is now incumbent on you to save these different worlds. And sometimes the protagonists from those movies can also join your party. We'll get into more depth on a few of these, but first we're just going to gloss a few of these. Again, if you want to enjoy these in all of their glory, go play Kingdom Hearts. You'll have a great time.
Go play it. You'll have such a good time.
You can beat it in 9 hours.
Doesn't it sound like fun?
So you've got Wonderland. Of course, you have to save Alice in Wonderland from the Queen of Hearts.
But you don't. She gets kidnapped, and then you find out the key is an actual door.
Yep.
It does all the things, the growing and the shrinking. It feels a little bit more like you're in the Wonderland ride at Disneyland than in the movie.
Yep.
Right.
It's a weird, unintuitive level, but it's Wonderland, so it's supposed to be weird and unintuitive.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not unintuitive in a fun way. And
no.
It starts off fun. The boss in this, the boss is so fucking irritating because you've got to shrink yourself, and then the boss's only hit point is really high. And you've got to
so you have
continue
to jump
jumping on a table.
That's right.
Boss is immediately frustrating.
That's called good design.
Good game
We've
design.
also got the deep jungle where Tarzan lives. You have to save the gorillas from Clayton. Tarzan joins your party.
That's when I realized, all the levels are just like Wonderland.
Uh-huh.
When Donald mentions that fruit, you've been in that room before and there was no fruit. Now there's a fruit and the enemies don't stop spawning until you kill the fruit.
That's right, Brian.
Why do you have to kill the fruit? I don't know. Also, the fruit is up high. You have to jump to kill the fruit.
It is in fact. And I will say, the one thing I do miss about, they don't have any of the Phil Collins songs for the Tarzan.
Yeah, that was a big miss.
Well, that's the thing. They don't work anymore. Because there's not just 2 worlds, 1 family in this. There's like 9 worlds,
there's
1
a lot.
family.
There are so many worlds.
And
So
multiple
what am I-
families at that.
So, that's not what I most believe in. I can't put my faith in that.
Right.
Yeah. And the amount of just bullshit things in Deep Jungle where you have to walk into a tent to trigger a very specific cutscene that will then trigger a separate cutscene on the other side of the map, so you have to climb up all the fucking vines again in order to get up there.
And it doesn't tell you that you can climb up the vines. You've just got to kind of figure it out yourself.
Yeah. Or you can do what I did, which is just exit out of the level and then warp back into the warp point that's higher up in the level.
Because you can't teleport from save spot to save spot, but you can get back in your gummy ship. You can, son of man, look to the sky, lift your gummy ship, set it free, and then make your way back to the treehouse. Does someone have maybe an unhealthy fascination with Tarzan, the Disney movie, and also the Disney Broadway musical from Phil Collins? Yes, that's me.
I just think Deep Jungle is it's the worst it's the worst in terms of platforming, where the jump function on this is so frustrating. I remembered immediately going into the Hippo Lagoon, which is the most frustrating part because if you fall in the water, you can't jump out of the water. You have to go back to the start of it, jump on a hippo, continue to jump on the hippos. And then if you get up in the trees, if you fall down from the trees above, you land again in the Hippo's Lagoon and have to continue doing this thing, which is just, and sometimes if Goofy's standing in your way, you can't jump far enough.
Right.
Yep. And you just slide off the level.
You don't have your high jump or your float power.
Yeah, this game gives you bigger jumps, but very late in the game. And so you just have to make these really stupid leaps.
Perfect, stupid leaps. And if anything goes wrong, you're fucked. Yeah.
Also, there's a tree surfing section, just like in the Disney movie.
Right.
I almost called it a mini game, but it's not. It's just a thing that happens.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't really lose. You don't have to do anything.
There's no game.
There's also a vine jumping mini game in this that
Horrible.
that you have to talk to a little fruit on
You
a
have
little
to talk
flower on the
to a
ground.
flower.
Yeah.
The flowers talk to you in Wonderland because flowers talk in Wonderland. The flowers talk to you in Tarzan because, I don't know, man, I just need to go home and see my family. Please let me finish working on this game.
Also, Lucy, I'm just looking at our notes here, and you had a thought about one of these gorillas, which I think I completely missed, actually.
Oh, yeah, there's a really important thing. At the end, when you have completed the deep jungle, it's very clear that there is a gorilla that wants to fuck Donald Duck, and the only thing that he has to say is Daisy would kill me.
Oh, yes. Oh, I do remember this. Yes.
To me means he is otherwise interested.
Right.
Yeah, he's resisting temptation here. This level ends with you and Tarzan and Goofy and Donald facing off against Brian Blessed as Clayton.
Yep.
And he has a Heartless that is a chameleon. And then once you beat him, this entire like wall of reeds falls down and Tarzan's able to take you to the secret grove. This part makes sense. This all makes sense.
Yeah.
This is normal.
It's
This is what
reasonably
you would
coherent.
expect to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other levels, the Olympus Coliseum. This is one where you have to save Cloud Strife.
He's here, and in such a cool cloak, he gave himself over to the darkness.
Yes.
It's Vincent's cloak, isn't it?
I think so.
Oh, is it?
I think it's
Vincent
just the Valentine's
Valentine?
cloak.
Oh,
He sort
that's
of combined the looks.
But Cloud is stuck in a contract with James Woods.
That's right.
As Hades.
That is Hades himself, yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, so good. James
That
Woods.
Hades
is so good. So good.
Oh, he's so good as
fucking
Hades.
good.
Yeah.
Both in the movie
It's
and in this
disgusting.
game. Yeah.
And here's the thing.
Yeah.
He will do Kingdom Hearts for the rest of his life. He loves playing
He loves being Hades.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hades is such a good fucking character. How could you not want to play him, you know?
Yeah.
Another level, Monstro. This is, of course, the big whale from Pinocchio. You have to save Pinocchio. Geppetto does not join your party, notably. You just have to do it on your own.
This is the worst level.
The worst. It's just boring. It all looks the same. You're just going through chambers of the stomach. You have to
They
jump
all look
high.
exactly the same. The doors don't have any logic to them. There are some doors you can only go through one way. It's just like a big middle finger to you the
Well,
whole
it glows
time.
green when you
And
get
again,
close.
you can't play as Geppetto.
Yeah.
You should be able to have Geppetto in your party.
Right. Yeah, you should. You should be able to fight with Geppetto.
Yeah, that would be cool.
100%.
You should be able to fight against Geppetto.
No, but Monstro is just ripped whole cloth. It's just Jabu Jabu's belly from Ocarina of Time. Like,
Sure, but that actually, I mean, there is a water dynamic, but Jabu Jabu's belly has a puzzle to
yes,
it, right?
There are no puzzles in Monstro at all, other than the door puzzle.
I should note, though, that to the point of puzzles, and I guess puzzle platforming, which unfortunately is a big, big part of this game, this is also where you get your high jump.
Yes.
Yes.
Once you're done with it. Not at the beginning when
Right.
you could use it. Not in the middle when you're fucking done with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that means that you have to solve all of those incredibly irritating jumping puzzles without your high jump. It's great.
Maybe that's why Kingdom Hearts is so great, is because it teaches you patience as a gamer, as a child, and just realizing how
It's a
so much of this
childhood
is
simulator.
and so much is so frustrating. Like if you do let someone join your party, we haven't spoken about this, but you can no longer do your Trinity moves,
Right.
which you need to do with Donald and Goofy. And
Right,
sometimes you
right.
need to do a Trinity to get to a key part of a level.
That's right.
So you've got to go back and like kick Tarzan out of your party.
And you can't just do it either. You have to go back to a save point because that
A
is the
save
only
point.
place where you can switch party members out.
And then also, sometimes you need that party member, that bonus party member, to do something in the level.
Right,
Like
right.
Tarzan or Beast. So you
Or
have
Aladdin,
to switch
yeah.
them off.
Aladdin,
It's sort of like a Metroidvania in that it's like, oh, you could get back here. Except when it comes to like abilities that you unlock, you don't know that those exist. You don't know you're going to get a high jump or a glide
Right.
later on.
No.
And the Trinities are just like, well, I saw some fucking, what color do I have? I don't even know.
And then also, if you're me and you fail to sort of spend time digging through the pause menu, you might fail to notice that the ability to equip abilities even exists.
Yeah.
Right.
And you might.
and you have to. You really have to.
Yeah,
You can't
you
like
really
beat
do.
bosses until you upgrade your spells and equip different abilities.
But you
Yeah.
might, for instance, if somebody might
may
do
find
this,
yourself.
somebody hypothetically might forget to equip the abilities because he didn't notice that the ability system existed in the pause menu, and might not equip the ability that shows you how many HP are left on a given enemy.
Yeah.
Which
you don't have for a while.
lead to such a player defeating the first 5 bosses of the game without knowing what said boss's health was at.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, this is the way.
Also, you may beat the first 5 bosses without knowing what their health bar is because you chose the shield at the beginning of the game, and you don't get the ability until you're at like level 24 or something.
Yeah, it's a long time.
And that's not an ability. That is a utility. That's just something that should come standard in the game.
This is something
having an ability for jumping normal.
This is something that Tom and Joe over on Anime Sickos are talking about all the time. Is that the point of RPGs? The thing that makes RPGs a fun genre is that you get to watch the number go up and the number go down. It's about making your own number go up and your enemy's number go down. That's what RPGs are.
And once you get it, it's very satisfying because the health bars are color coded.
Yeah,
and as you chip away, like the health bar underneath it is revealed, and it's always the same progression of colors.
To be fair to Kingdom Hearts about equipping abilities, that would have been in the manual, right?
Yeah.
So
sure.
It was a game that came out when we still had manuals.
Yeah.
I never forget about manuals.
I forgot about game manuals.
I never forget.
Brian's constantly rotating a manual in his head. But no, it's the same problem I had with Thief 2's controls, right? All that stuff would have been told to me in a manual in a way that it just wasn't.
When I realized the thing about HP, I was like, oh my God, this is like the Thief episode. This is like AJ yelling, "There's a map!" It's like the same thing.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Although you should have pressed the M key, to be fair.
You should have pressed the start menu.
Another level, Neverland. You board the Jolly Roger. You have to save Wendy.
Yeah.
Peter Pan joins your party.
This is I think this is the second worst level after Monstro, just because you're inside a ship for most of it, and the camera is really up close. And it makes me want to throw up.
Yeah, you can't see where you are.
It feels really bad.
It's really weird. Also, it introduces Sora's shadow into this, who is anti-Sora, but it is not his
Who's
Heartless.
not the thing that you saw at the beginning of the game. No,
Nor
sir.
is it
It's
his Heartless.
It's just
not
whimsical.
his Heartless, not his nobody.
It's his shadow.
We don't have
like
nobodies
in Peter
yet.
Pan.
Don't worry about
like
it.
in Peter Pan. Yeah, it's just whimsical.
He just floats up in the air and kicks the shit out of you.
Also, you get the ability to fly in this level, but only very briefly, because you're not going to use it anywhere else, but you do get this glide later on. But flying feels good. I'm going to say flying feels pretty good.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
Feels better than swimming, I can tell you that for fucking sure.
Weirdly, the heart of the world in Neverland is not in Neverland, it's in Big Ben. It's in London.
It is in London itself.
Yeah, and flying around Big Ben makes me feel like, oh, this should be a Great Mouse Detective level. I want to fight against a homosexual rat.
Yeah.
Neverland. One last thing about Neverland is that I'll say is that they did at least avoid going to Neverland proper.
Yeah, no, I think there was a conscious decision there
That
to
could have
avoid
gotten real
the
racist
racial
real fast.
stereotypes.
Yeah. And this game, for the most part, has aged really well in that regard, right?
Yeah, in
the not being racist department.
One single
No
regard.
one's in blackface.
No, there is no Song of the South World, is what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean?
Not anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
Not anymore.
Yeah, it was in the PSP game.
Oh, no.
But let's talk a little bit now about some of the levels that we wanted to get into more depth about, right?
Let's do it.
First big one here, Agrabah. Aladdin joins the party. You have to find Jasmine. You have to defeat Jafar. No big surprise here.
I regret to inform you that it is, in fact, Jafar.
And the thing that I found most remarkable about this level is that the gang's all here. They brought back pretty much all of the voice actors from the original movie. You've got Dan Castellaneta as Genie.
He's from the second movie.
Yeah,
he's from Return of Jafar.
Yeah, Return of Jafar, the only Aladdin movie.
Also, the final boss in this level is from Return of Jafar, which is just amazing.
I don't know.
Me.
I think I've talked about how we had Return of Jafar and only Return of Jafar on VHS, and conservatively watched that movie 200 times.
I didn't even know this existed. What is Return of Jafar?
King of Thieves?
Just like,
There's 3 Aladdin movies.
There's
the
3
third one gets
Aladdin
Robin
movies?
Williams back,
Right.
and there was an Aladdin TV show that has Dan Castellaneta.
But honestly,
Okay.
I kind of like Dan Castellaneta's Genie a little more than Robin Williams.
I really liked this because I thought they
Yeah.
were just replacing Robin Williams in this because I haven't seen the other Aladdins.
No,
And I
he's
just thought
the
he did a
other
really
guy
great
who
job.
plays Genie when Robin Williams isn't available.
if you're going to have to replace Robin Williams, what do? You get Homer fucking Simpson.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like an unparalleled voice talent on his own to do this thing. Also, Return of Jafar has some pretty good songs. I gotta say. True. Like the animation is off, but the songs are sick. But I guess this is my time to talk about all the voice actors in here that we haven't talked about yet. Because they got the big names, the Disney Channel guys, the ABC guys, Dave Boreanaz. And then we have original movie voice actors, like most of Aladdin.
Jonathan Freeman for Jafar, Linda Larkin as Jasmine, Scott Wenger as Aladdin, and of course Gilbert Gottfried as Iago.
So the original voice actor for Alice and Wendy Darling was a kid named Catherine Beaumont. She was this young British child actress who
was like 6 or something at the time.
No, she was a little bit older. She was like 16 when she was Wendy, but I think she was like 10 when she was Alice.
Oh wow, yeah, that's quite young.
Yeah.
She then quit acting and became an elementary school teacher in LA for like 40 years. Then she came back to voice Alice and Wendy in this game as like a 60-year-old.
So fucking cool.
So cool.
So she played these roles 50 years apart.
That's so good.
And of course, they got like Jodie Benson as Ariel, Robbie Benson, no relation, as Beast, Brian Blessed as Clayton, Pat Carroll as Ursula. That was a big get for me.
So good.
The original Piglet, John Fiedler, is Piglet.
Oh, and we've got Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh is the best.
Yes. Winnie the Pooh, of course, Winnie the Pooh is not the original. The Sterling Holloway was the original, but it's Jim Cummings who has played him since forever. Same
and
as
he
like
also plays Tigger as well.
Yes. Yeah, the Jiminy Cricket is the guy who's been doing it since the 80s. We've got Kenneth Mars as Triton. So a lot of like that period, like Little Mermaid, we get most of those actors except for Sebastian. Tony Goldwyn as Tarzan. And Ken Page as Oogie Boogie.
So good.
Yes.
An exceptional performance in this
Really,
game.
And now, because we're talking about voice actors, we get to do the thing that you all know I'm going to do. Maybe you don't, Lucy, but we do a regular series on our show, The Worst of All Possible Worlds, called Wit's Endless Summer, where we go through a radio series for Christian children called Adventures in Odyssey.
Originally, actually, I had reached out to Lucy asking if she'd want to do a Wit's Endless Summer, but the timing didn't work out.
I listened to the episode that Tom was on, and I was like, I'm so glad I didn't come on this.
Well, here we go, because that show's been running for almost 40 years at this point and has had a lot of very talented voice actors on, including, I think, 9 actors who are in Kingdom Hearts 1. That includes Kenneth Mars as Triton, who plays Fred Holstein in Adventures in Odyssey.
Right.
Sean Fleming, who plays Tidus in here, was in the Adventures in Odyssey cartoon.
Wow.
As was Tony Pope, who plays Geppetto in this game. Corey Burton plays Captain Hook and 1,000 other characters in this game, and 1,000 other characters in Adventures in Odyssey, including Cryan Brian Dern. Jim Cummings, who plays Winnie the Pooh and Tigger, is one of the very first voice actors to have ever worked on Adventures in Odyssey back when it was still Family Portraits.
That's right.
The voice of Goofy, Bill Farmer, was he on Adventures in Odyssey?
No, don't
you
do this
bet
to
your
me.
life, baby. He sure was. And we have listened to the episode that he was on. That was the Merchant of Venice episode.
Oh, God. By the way, Lucy, that is exactly what you think it is, to be clear, the Merchant of Venice episode. It's every bit as good as you would imagine.
And the voice of Finkelstein, Dr. Finkelstein in The Night Before Christmas, and also the replacement for Paul Rubens as Locke, is Jess Harnell, who plays Wooten in Adventures in Odyssey.
Yep.
And the voice of Sebastian, the guy who's not in the original Little Mermaid movie, but who has played Sebastian subsequently since then, Kevin Michael Richardson. He's on Adventures in Odyssey.
Oh, not Kevin.
And she is credited in this game specifically as the voice of Turk, but I don't know if there are any actual vocalizations of any kind, but she is still in the credits at the end of the game. Audrey Wazalewski, who replaced Pamela Hayden in Adventures in Odyssey as the voice of Katrina, is in this game.
Like, it's so funny. There's all of these times in the jungle where you will like get to a certain point and a gorilla will just be there staring at you.
Yes, silently.
What the fuck
making
is that?
you feel things, making Donald feel things.
Absolutely.
Now, for people in the know, of course, you know that Winnie the Pooh and the gang are all here.
They are.
And the voice of Owl is Andre Stoica, who is, of course, a main actor on Adventures in Odyssey these days. However, Owl is not voiced in this one. Andre Stoica will not appear until Kingdom Hearts 2.
Okay, so he does show up later.
But he will appear. Please, somebody make that meme of all the people cheering and have Andre Stoica will return in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Let's real quick pull it back to Agrabah now that we've gotten out of Brian's Odyssey Hell corner. Because I want to talk about what goes on in this level mechanically. You have to fight the Cave of Wonders to get into it?
Yeah, you have to hit it in the eyeball.
Which is really frustrating and difficult.
It is a frustrating fight.
This game loves to do big bosses, but doesn't know what to do with them.
Right.
So you either get a boss that has the weak point where you'd expect it in the middle of the head or whatever, and it's just miserable trying to reach it, or you have a giant enemy that you just hit in the hand over and over again.
Apart from like the Oogie Boogie boss battle, there's not a lot of like traditional boss things where you're like avoiding their attacks. It's basically just the same again, which is just like he's got this weak spot, which is in a really annoying place to get to. That's
in many cases with the bosses, it is literally impossible to avoid their attacks. You just have to stock up on potions and keep, smashing the heal button.
And have the right spells that you can heal yourself with. Yeah.
Anybody want to try the block?
No.
Because let me tell you, it's a lot of, it's pretty useful.
We don't want to block. We don't want to roll. I will never touch the square button in my life. I'm only going up. I'm never going down.
Yeah. It's
I think
nice
that there's
button.
maybe like 2 good boss battles in this, and one is the Traverse Town boss, and the other one is Clayton on the Chameleon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't know if there are any others that make me not want to.
I mean, the last one is very cool. I wouldn't say that
That's
it's
true.
good,
It's very
cool.
cool.
If you like
looking,
phases,
if you better like phases. It's like 9 phases. But I want to talk a little bit about the combat too.
Sure.
In regards to bosses specifically, because they are programmed to punish you actually finishing your combo. Right? So if you do the 1, 2, 3, they'll retaliate.
Right.
But if you just go 1, 2, block, 1, 2, block, they are rendered pretty much useless. And it's a very interesting. I don't know what it's supposed to be teaching the player other than patience.
No one was thinking about teaching players.
No, I don't think
in
so.
the 2000s.
Yeah,
That was like in the 90s.
Because I
and then it was like Dark
never
Souls.
used the block at all. Maybe.
And I don't think you have to unless you are playing on proud mode. I don't think you ever have to block.
But to me, it's one of the many examples in this game of them forgetting to make it fun. That's sort of the thing that I found most consistently was like, particularly with these boss fights, I don't hate a lot of the things about the setup. And the character designs, I think, are wonderful across the board.
Yeah.
Very fucking cool. It's just that doing the actual gameplay is like pulling fucking teeth.
And Jafar is awful. Just to be clear, this is a horrible boss fight.
So
the first stage of Jafar where he's just like, nope, I'm just going to keep teleporting all the way across the room each time.
And even when he teleports and lands and you run to him, sometimes he'll just fuck off again.
Yeah,
and
just
like,
fuck off. But that's all.
Stay still.
Like, he doesn't hit you with anything. You've just got to run around and chase him for ages. Most of these boss battles are just not fun at all.
And I had this consistent problem with Jafar where my AI companions just stopped like understanding that they were in a fight.
Yes.
And they would walk slowly through the arena. Okay, so it was not just me.
No, that's a huge problem. The one thing I will say that is fun about this fight, or at least funny, is that Dan Castellaneta is being controlled as the genie by Jafar and attacks you, right? Because he's been ordered to attack you, and the whole time he's just like, "I'm so sorry."
He's like, "I'm about to hit you, run away,
get out of here."
And the second phase, he's the all powerful Jafar genie, and Iago is not half dead waiting to kick his lamp into the lava. He's in fact still working.
He's just
for Jafar,
flying around. You have to hit the lamp a bunch of times.
Not too bad, not special.
It just is what it is, you know?
Yeah.
Well, here's another one. Well, first of all, I should ask, is there anything else about Agrabah that anybody wanted to mention?
Well, the Cave of Wonders is like a dungeon.
Yes.
With puzzles, but none of them make sense. Also, you may not know this, because I didn't, but you can swim up the waterfalls.
Oh.
They are not one way.
Oh, I thought you
also
had
thought they were
to.
one way.
Yeah, you can swim up the waterfalls, but it's still incredibly difficult to figure out where you're supposed to go at all times.
Like there's stuff where you'll drop a pot down and then you'll jump down in the exact same spot, but the pot is in the next room over.
Yeah, and Josh, Josh, you and I were talking about that, I think, off mic, is that this whole thing kind of feels like the Deku tree, the Great Deku tree in Ocarina of Time.
Yes.
But the verticality of the levels doesn't line up with each other.
No.
So you can't actually intuit how the puzzles work.
Nope.
Because they don't work. It's blitzball.
This was not a game that was designed with verticality in mind. This is not a game such as Thief or Thief 2. Where verticality is
or Dark Souls.
Where verticality is an integral component of the level design. Instead, I think, again, lots of ideas, right?
Yeah, I just don't think anyone at Square actually knows how to do a puzzle.
Yeah.
Because that's not really what they do over there.
I think you're right.
With a Zelda game, it's like we're going to make puzzles, which is like we're going to introduce a concept, and then there's going to be a causality that you have to understand. And here it's like, well, we'll make them interact with this, and then we'll say a door got unlocked.
I remember that. I'm thinking about now also when we talked about Chrono Trigger, right? Going back a long ways, back to 4? Like, same fucking thing there. None of those puzzles make sense, really, from an intuitive perspective. But then when you read what the solution is, you're like, okay, I can see how maybe I could get there eventually.
Yeah.
Wait, are you saying that hitting this random pillar in this one room will unlock the door to Jafar on the opposite side of the
a door I've never seen before?
Yep. That's what I'm saying.
Which wasn't there before. It wasn't even a door in that room
Surprise,
before.
it's there now.
Surprise.
I regret to inform you that it is Jafar. So the last thing I'll say about Agrabah is that there is one cool thing that they do where they have a section where each part of the street is segmented and you go through it and it loads the new part of the level. But then when you get to the boss at the end, this pot centipede, it will run through the level and there are no loading screens anymore. It just becomes
it's one consistent zone.
How did they do that?
Zone. I don't know, but it's really cool. It feels like it was like, oh, we've shown you the pieces and now here's the whole thing laid out.
Yeah.
I thought that was very neat.
Well, let's move on to another level, Atlantica.
Oh, boy.
Ariel, the Little Mermaid herself, joins your party. You have to defeat Ursula.
I don't hate this.
What?
Am I alone?
I don't hate most of this, Brian. I am on board with you to a point.
Yeah, like I said before, I like the flight mechanic, and swimming is similar but not the same. And unfortunately, combat is just awful underwater.
Well,
isn't it always like in every game?
Yeah.
I mean, at every game at this point, underwater combat is terrible,
but
right?
every game at this point, being underwater is terrible. Like swimming around just sucks. Whereas here, it's like, oh yeah, I still just sort of move around.
I disagree.
And now I have an up button
I disagree.
and a down button.
I find navigating this level absolutely intolerable, particularly once you get the ability to swim
The ability
fast.
ruins it. The ability absolutely ruins it.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. But you can also
they don't teach you how to use it.
No.
Once you figure out how to use it, it's fine.
But
it's
also
still a little
it uses
finicky, but they don't tell you how to do it.
It uses the same button that you press to go up or down.
Yes.
So you're like, oh, I want to go down, and then it's like, nope, now I'm dashing.
So the biggest problem for me in this level, you fight Ursula twice. The first time you fight her, you have to shoot magic into her cauldron that will reverse in order to get her like weak enough that you can actually hurt her. You can't hurt her unless you hit her cauldron first. Also, she's got her two little eels attacking you.
Yeah, Flotsam and Jetsam. I love Pat Carroll. I love her vocal quality. I love her vocal performance. Hearing that fucking laugh 1,000 times in 5 minutes. I never want to hear Pat Carroll's voice again. Replace her with Stritch, which was the original plan.
I hate this boss with such a fervent passion. And here's the thing.
Wait, the second one?
Yes.
You hate more?
Yes. Oh.
Than the first one?
Infinitely more.
Same.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Because it's a boss battle less with Ursula, though it is very much a boss battle with Ursula. It's a battle with the fucking camera for most of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And in addition to that, on Proud Mode, each run of Ursula takes 7 fucking minutes of just constant going in, beep, beep, going back, going in, beep, beep, going back, because she has lightning that fucking tracks your position.
Yes.
So you have to constantly be moving, and she has a suck-in effect that can chomp you and one-shot kill you. This is the hardest boss I have ever fought in any video game ever.
Don't play Proud Mode! Don't do it!
Lucy, what do you
agree? I hate this. I feel like most times that I've stopped playing when I've been replaying Kingdom Hearts, I've got to Ursula and been like, fuck it, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah. And to the game's credit, Atlantica is technically optional. You only have to do Atlantica or Halloween Town.
Oh.
Yeah. It makes it a little bit harder in the end.
It doesn't
game,
tell you
but,
why, and there's no reason for that, but that's just how it is.
What do you think they were trying to do here?
I mean, is that an answerable question about any of this game?
I don't know, and I was hoping that of everybody you might know. Yeah.
What they're trying to do with any of this.
Yeah. Are they trying to do anything?
Right, yeah.
And if so, what?
Yeah, what? Just what? Never know. Also got to say, shirtless mermaid Sora made me feel uncomfortable. Didn't like it. I don't like seeing his little boy nipples out.
Yeah,
Did we have to do that?
He's like 14. It's weird.
He's kind of got. I might not keep this in the edit. He kind of has gutters.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Okay,
that is the biggest problem with it. Yeah.
Maybe I'll bleep it. I don't know. I feel bad.
Sora is very upsetting. Donald is a nightmare.
I love Octopus Donald. I love it.
He is half octopus, half duck.
Yeah.
And it is so unnerving to watch.
Here is an already water-bound animal that is suited for swimming. And no, he's also got a turn.
I think you know what it is?
Goofy's a turtle, which is just brilliant and beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Well, this is again, I want to come back to things about this game that I did genuinely love. And more often than not, it's character design choices and world design choices.
Yeah.
Donald, his little icon in the upper right-hand corner, he's doing a cunty little lean, which is awesome.
Yeah, I love the little icons are worth mentioning because they're all just really like fun kind of pixel art, low res things, very colorful.
That always match the world that you're in too.
Yeah.
Which is really lovely.
And again, it's like I was so charmed by so many of these things, and then I would always run up against the gameplay and want to die.
Yeah. It's the same thing with Sonic, where like my personal theory, I'm not the only one who believes this, but like there's never been a good Sonic game. Like they all suck Sonic. Really bad.
Like all the actual games of Sonic are so like not fun to play at all.
I think Sonic Mania is fun.
But the basic idea, no, you're wrong. The basic idea of Sonic is so interesting.
It's so good.
I do gotta go fast. And he looks really neat. And all the other characters look neat. And one of them is not too tall, not too short. She is the size of an average human mother.
That's true.
And she's got a big old hammer. And so it has so many
No. It's Vanilla the Rabbit who's the size of an average human mother.
It's Vanilla? Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
I was more of a Cream person anyway.
Well, Cream's mother, Vanilla the Rabbit, is attractive as the size of an average human mother. Who chases and hugs Sonic all the time and wields a powerful hammer? Why, it's Amy Rose, of course.
Okay, well...
So Xehanort has a nobody and a heartless.
No!
And the nobody is called Xemnas.
A nobody is not a heartless. They're two different things.
Not a heartless. They're two separate things entirely.
Totally different things.
A nobody is a body. Why? Because I hate you! And I want you dead! To go back to Sonic for just 1 second, it's because there are so many appealing things about the design and the presentation of the world that's like, I bet I'm going to have fun here.
Yeah.
And if you do enough on just that level, we can get through an entire Kingdom Hearts game, or, and I'll say it again, any Sonic game, and think, maybe there was fun here. Maybe I didn't have it, but the platonic version of me would.
Yeah, I feel like that's something that you sort of bring up in the article that I read, Lucy, and more broadly when you talk about Kingdom Hearts, it seems to be exactly this, right?
Yeah, I guess so. It's like there's charm to it, and there's a lot of like, I guess, pleasant feelings in your friendship with Donald and Goofy when when Goofy heals you in a fight and you just hear like, Sora, like that's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's the only time I'm having fun. And then the rest of the time, it's just frustration. It's just pure frustration. None of the gameplay is enjoyable, right?
Did you have fun in the 100 Acre Wood?
I think I did have fun in the 100 Acre
Okay.
Wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you
I
guys?
certainly did not.
Oh, I really did.
So there's an area in Traverse Town that's a little wizard's hut. And you get there and
It's
Merlin
Merlin's
shows up and he does Higatus Figatus and he makes all of his stuff come out of the suitcase. Archimedes is not there and he will not help. However, his chalkboard is there and there is a little statue of Archimedes
And the fairy
outside.
godmother is there and she does some bippity boppity boo shit. Yep.
then there's just this old ancient book that's missing all of its pages, and you have to go around the worlds of this game and find the pages. And the book, of course, is, I guess, an A.A. Milne book, but it's the 100 Acre Woods. It's a world that you inhabit by jumping into the book.
And here's a fun little bit about it. When you're in the book, running from like place to place in order to enter into these like little stories and these little vignettes with the Winnie the Pooh cast, the book itself is on an incline.
Yeah, it is.
And when you glide as Sora, it follows the physics of that incline when you're on the book.
You fly off screen.
You fly off screen. When you try and fly up, you don't glide as far because you immediately hit down. It's really like there's a lot of thought that was put into this. And I would say that for me personally, the heart of Kingdom Hearts is in the 100 Acre Wood. This is what this game is all about to me.
I agree with you. Yeah, because again, tone is everything in this game. Like the feeling about like friendship and memory and all of this stuff, it all comes together in this section where you play some really bad mini games.
Oh, they're so bad.
They're pretty bad.
Oh, they're terrible.
You walk around and you end up in a little world. But like the way that it starts, the first time when there are no pages, there's just Eeyore's little shack in the middle of a field with nothing and like a log. And you walk in and Winnie the Pooh is the only one left.
Right.
And he can't quite remember.
Sad.
Oh, and you feel
he's
so bad for
sad.
him.
You feel so bad for little Winnie the Pooh.
And his design is so good,
It's so
too.
cute. Oh
like,
my
it's
God.
just, he really pops. And
Yeah,
it's Jim Cummings giving a god-tier acting performance in this.
Unbelievably good voice acting here.
And the you actually have the music. This isn't music that's in the style of. This is the actual Winnie the Pooh
And
music.
unlike the loop of Under the Sea that you'll get in Atlantica, it won't make you want to gouge your ears out with a fork, you know?
It never stops.
It helps because it's downbeat.
Yes.
It's, slow. It's not too rhythmic. And it's just, it's not going to drive you insane.
You also can't roll here. You can't dodge roll here, right? This is a part of the game that's like, listen, all that action and stuff that you're doing out there in the world, forget it. In here, we're going to take things slower. It punishes you actually for doing things too fast.
The Keyblade, I should note, the prompt is no longer attack when you press the X button. It's hit.
You have various mini games. One is like you have to, this is the worst one, I think. You have to swat the honeybees away from Pooh while he steals the honey. You never have to do well in any of these mini games. You just have to complete them in order to seal the world.
You have to do well if you want to get the cheer. If you want Sora to get his cheer ability, that's kind of the thing. But
you don't have to do that
you
to
don't.
yourself. Just like how you don't have to play on hard mode, AJ.
Let me tell you, the beach challenge on hard mode is exactly the same.
So AJ, what is it that makes you say that this is sort of the heart of this game?
It is about the truth of friendship, and it is about the fact that there is this Disney character who is so defenseless that you are using the kind heart of Sora to bring his world back to him, to bring his friends back to him, and that the stakes feel so much more real in 100 Acre Wood than they do in most of the other parts of the game. Even in Kingdom Hearts 2, this is actually true, I think, across the trilogy.
Well, because you know what they are. The game doesn't tell the story very well of each individual world, so you're mostly just kind of bringing in your knowledge of the movie with you.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas 100 Acre Wood is like, he's alone. Oh, more characters have shown up. Tigger's jumping on the plants. You gotta stop him from doing that in another just really awful minigame.
Just truly awful. That one is
bad
a
gameplay in
nightmare.
Kingdom Hearts.
It's real bad.
It is
It's
so
really
good though.
bad.
I love that at one point you're playing this mini game where you're like helping Winnie the Pooh steal honey, and then by the end of the game you're fighting like these absolutely fucking disgusting like Diablo style demons. Like,
Yes.
I think that's what's so great about it.
That's the magic.
I think you're
of
right,
it.
though, that the lower stakes make it feel more meaningful, that this is such a childlike, whimsical world. And the threat of the Heartless feels so much more real in this context because they have no real way of defending themselves from it.
No.
Well, and again, it's that never-ending story component of like, it's the nothing, right? It's the very just the act of attrition, things decaying and going away and eventually being forgotten. And then you just have Winnie the Pooh by himself. And this is an idea that I think they play with in interesting ways while doing extremely stupid shit for like the rest of the series.
Yeah.
Especially in Chain of
I
Memories.
was going to say, I think you've figured out the beautiful heart of Kingdom Hearts, which is not at all what they intended. That's not what they thought at all. They thought about all the stuff about Organization 13 and Xemnas and Nobodies and Heartless.
Every time they run into a new narrative problem, Nomura is just like, fuck it. We're just going to make another Keyblade.
Another one.
Yeah, it's that, and then it honestly
so many Keyblades.
But it also starts getting into the Harry Potter like wand lore rule shit, where it's just like
there's like a council.
The series becomes Xehanort just being like, well, I needed 13 dark pieces in order to make this Keyblade, so I'm just going to scrap the original 13 characters that you knew and bring on 13 more characters.
That doesn't
and call
sound
them the
right,
new
AJ.
Organization
That doesn't
13.
sound right because there's no one named Xehanort in this. There's just
That's
Ansem.
True. Yes, there is.
He's the only guy.
It's him, Maleficent, and Riku teaming up be little stinkers.
They are little stinkers.
Well, why don't we talk about another level that I think has really impressive tone and vibes and questionable gameplay, which is Halloween Town. And Lucy, I think this is the one that you had really wanted to talk about, right?
Oh, I love Halloween Town. The gameplay in it is just so stupid. Like at one point, the mayor is just like, you need to go and touch a pumpkin. Like completely pointless. It's just another level where you've just got to walk in and out of rooms. But
if I've ever been online too much, I think my mayor comes in and tells me to go out and touch pumpkin.
I think Nightmare Before Christmas is just like such a funny choice.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know that it's a Disney IP, but it seems like such a strange choice. And just the shock of when you arrive and you see the outfits on Sora, Goofy, and Donald are so fucking funny. I don't even know what Goofy is supposed to be.
Dead Goofy, I think.
Yeah.
Dead Goofy?
Yeah, and like Donald's a mummy and Sora's just like a goth kid.
Yeah. He's just a goth kid.
Who just went to Hot Topic for the first time and bought one of everything.
Well, that's the thing. So then Hot Topic started carrying Kingdom Hearts merch that was just Halloween Town.
Halloween Town, Kingdom Hearts merch. It's so good.
I think it's just like, I think that there were people on this team who personally loved Nightmare Before Christmas.
Feels
That's
right
exactly
to me.
what I thought.
And I think it spoke to them as level designers because it looks like a video game level. And I do have to say, they didn't get a lot of the main cast of Nightmare Before Christmas, so we don't get Catherine O'Hara.
But we do get Chris Sarandon.
We do get Chris Sarandon.
The Heartless in this level are also redone to be like stock animated Heartless, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you just get like a new kind of Heartless. It's the same Heartless, but it's done in the style of Nightmare Before Christmas.
And the plot here is so fun, right? Like you said, Josh, we avoid hitting the beats of the movie.
Right.
Because Christmas Town doesn't factor into this at all.
Right.
This is just another Halloween.
Not at all.
And the Heartless have shown up, and Jack Skellington is like, these things are awesome. How do we get them to dance with us?
And again, such a winning and gormless performance here from Chris Sarandon. Just feels
so innocent.
Oh my
and
God.
having him fight alongside you, being 3 feet taller than anyone else in your company is so cool.
And you get
That's
that
so
great Danny Elfman music. He went back and did remixes for this. And it's just great.
wow.
One of my favorite things about this level in particular is that it takes the personality of Jack Skellington, right? He has seen, all he wants to do is like do the next big thing. What's this, right?
Yeah.
And his big fault is that he's too enthusiastic. He's not patient. He always just kind of rushes headlong into things. And now they took that character trait and then perfectly grafted on the plot about the Heartless, and that he would. Of course he would. Of course he would.
He just wants them to dance.
Yeah, and I guess the boss here is kind of interesting. The first phase really doesn't work super well because it's
the slot
annoying.
machine, you mean?
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
roulette.
the roulette. Yeah,
It is a slot
It looks
machine
cool,
in
though.
Chain
It
of
looks cool.
Memories.
It looks really cool.
And they've got the original Oogie Boogie back, and you're
tremendous.
The second phase is what's interesting, right? He becomes another giant boss, but it's sort of a puzzle boss rather than just a bullshit fly up next to the head and get hurt a bunch boss.
right. We'll get to that. Oh boy.
Yeah, because the entire house and the tree that it's on transforms into a really big Oogie Boogie. And then you have to go around and attack all of these different pockets of Heartless energy, I guess.
Yeah, this is the Shadow of Colossus moment that we have in Kingdom Hearts. What Nomura talks about a lot when talking about choosing worlds for Kingdom Hearts, he wants them all to be incredibly different from one another. And if you're looking at Disney's animated catalog at this point in time, they had not yet dip their toe into the live action verse of, say, I don't know, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas seems like kind of an obvious one just because it is so visually different than anything else that Disney had done up until that point.
I think if they ever do another live action Disney property for Kingdom Hearts, they should do Home Improvement.
Yes.
So you split time between Tim Allen's house and like Wilson is a summon and you just like at the top half of a head.
Oh, God.
And then you are like on the Tool Time set and like you have to deal with Heartless in the man's kitchen.
I don't think so, Tim.
Gosh, Tim, I don't think you should use a hammer with a motor on it.
Yeah, just visually, I think this is such a great level. And it's like the plot is so fun. I think that's when Kingdom Hearts is working well, is when it's like, it's more like a little movie and you get your nostalgia. Also, I was a goth teenager, so obviously I fucking loved this shit. I was like, oh yeah, I'm fighting with Jack Skellington. This is the best day of my life.
And once you make it through all of these different little worlds, the game narrows back down and sort of puts you on the track to the end game. Riku, he has been turned into an agent of evil by Maleficent because basically she was like, oh, Sora doesn't want to be your friend anymore. He likes Donald and Goofy more.
Yeah, he just wants to hang out with David Boreanaz.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maleficent and all of the other villains have been sort of trying to use the Heartless to their own ends. But again, you defeat most of them. So like that part is fucked up. Riku ends up obtaining the ability to control the Heartless, putting him further down the path to evil.
He gets kind of the Dracula armor, but it's like purple instead of red.
And from here, we move on to Hollow Bastion. This is a striking shift of tone in the game. Things feel more Final Fantasy, for lack of a better way of putting it.
Yeah.
Well, and it should be. This is the home world of all the Final Fantasy characters in Kingdom Hearts. They all came from Hollow Bastion.
Although I don't know if that's ever established.
I don't think it
quite
is
in this game or if it is in Kingdom Hearts 2, but like it's right at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
But you probably I mean, Josh, when you played through Hollow Bastion, were you thinking like, oh, this is something from a Disney property?
No.
Because when I first played it, it felt to me like it was supposed to be from Sleeping Beauty or Beauty and the Beast.
No,
I thought it was Beast Castle.
It's sort of an abstracted version of Beast's Castle from Beauty and the Beast, because obviously Beast ends up joining you.
Right.
But it's still its own thing.
This level actually has like systems and a couple of puzzles.
Yeah,
There's
this is
the
an
book
actual
puzzle
level.
and
They built one actual level for this whole game.
It's a huge level. It has a lot of complicated stuff going on. And they're like, we did so good at this, we're going to make you play through the whole thing twice.
Yeah, and that's where it becomes bullshit, right? But I will say,
like, I was having a great time. Now I'm having a bad time.
Exactly. and I guess that's one that I wanted to throw to everybody is like, did you find this to be somewhat fun? Because surprisingly, I did.
Yeah, this one's fun.
Yeah, and it's so mysterious. Like you can walk on water and there are these bubbles that you can crawl into that take you places.
It kind of feels like the Dig a little bit, like with all the glowing shit, right?
And I am remembering, they do establish this is where they're all from because when you have a cutscene a little bit later with Leon says, this is where we were all from.
Okay.
This is also where you get some big boss battles, right? Because there's a big back and forth between Riku and Sora and Donald and Goofy.
Riku takes the Keyblade from Sora.
Because
you have to do the entire first part of this with your wooden sword and have basically Beast attack everyone.
The wooden sword can't actually harm Heartless. Right. So you just have to let Beast do the attacking.
Yeah. Donald and Goofy briefly betray Sora. He fed up with this world, but then that's pretty promptly reversed.
Very quickly.
They're just like, well, we're going along with the Keyblade. And Donald's immediately like, let's go. And that makes sense because their friendship isn't really solidified quite yet. Like
they've
Donald
been
is still
fighting.
Like, I'm on a mission and this little fucking kid happens to have the Keyblade I need, but the minute I'm out of here, like get this kid out of here.
Donald is valid for that one. You know,
that's so valid. Actually, he's setting a boundary. It's completely valid. Yeah.
But eventually, Sora gets the Keyblade back because it turns out that his heart is more powerful or whatever
than Riku's. Yeah,
his
the
heart's
light is more
strong as
powerful
hell.
than dark. Yes,
and you get a boss battle against Maleficent and then a dragon form of Maleficent, and then you 1v1 Riku. It's sort of like the hunter battles from Bloodborne if like after you've experienced brain damage. is the best way I can put it.
It's so much slower and
Yeah.
so much more frustrating.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is dark Riku. This is Riku has been like fully
He's dark-sided
by darkness. Yeah. He's
dark-sided.
possessed
He's
by
not a Christian.
he is possessed by this guy named Ansem.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to leave it at that.
Thank you.
Because Brian is pointing a gun through the screen.
Ansem shows up for the guy from the notes that you haven't been reading. He shows up and it's like, oh yeah, I'm from here. There's like notes around the castle. You get a flashback at one point where Kairi is back on her home planet talking to Grandma.
Yeah.
Right. It's all silent, but Grandma establishes all the lore of Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
She basically says in the beginning there was light. There was one big world that everyone lived on, not all these little small worlds.
Right.
It was bathed in light, golden light, and people fought over that light, which made darkness in their hearts. Oh no.
Right.
And then all that darkness kind of seeped into the world and it broke it up into little pieces.
It turns out that much like Final Fantasy X, this is a game about original sin.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, it is.
But
because you see, there was always this guy called the Master of Masters.
No, stop!
Because Final Fantasy X is all like, oi, me protagonist's a computer. If I'm going to steal from Lucy here.
That's great. That's great.
And
Stealing your
that'll
guest bit is...
makes sense to just the people that listen to both of our shows. That's great.
I think there's a good few.
Look, like there's a tie-in, the Game Boy Advance spin-off of the Worst of All Possible Worlds has more Boonta Vista in it.
For sure.
And then we get The World Ends With You later on.
I'm Sephiroth over here, basically.
Then these worlds have slowly been rebuilding themselves because of the light that's brought by children.
Right.
Children who love watching Disney movies and purchasing Disney products and going to Disney theme parks with their families to buy the all-inclusive passes.
Children just like you. The kid playing this game right now.
But the world is not yet one again, so the world still has to be restored. This all makes sense, doesn't it? This all is kind of, it's
completely
silly. It's for children, but it works. Darkness, break world up. World has to come back together. Light.
Dark versus light.
Nothing weird is going on.
No, absolutely. The Master of Masters has this little box, and you can't open the box. He also has a Keyblade that can see into the future, but only
the Keyblade
only
can
specific
see?
futures. Yeah, it has an eyeball on it. It's like the Soul Calibur weapon.
No.
Wait, does it actually have an eyeball on it, or are you doing a bit?
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not doing a bit.
on.
It's got
It's
an eyeball on
nightmares.
it.
No, god damn it.
Yeah.
What's that one in?
That one's in Union Cross. It was a mobile game. That
That's right, you
contains
gotta
all
play
of
the
the
mobile
original
game.
lore
No,
of all of Kingdom Hearts.
I was doing an off-Broadway show back in 2018, and someone in that cast, I won't say who, was playing Kingdom Hearts Union Cross and telling me about all the important lore shit that was going on, and
It's
I
very
just kept telling him I don't want to know. And every time I encounter Kingdom Hearts since beating it, when I was like 20. Has just been like seeing an ex and having like a friend of my ex tell me what my ex has been up to and being like, I don't care. I didn't invite this into my life. And now I have to hear about my ex for my job. I have turned my entire life into content.
Yep. Well, you walked away and you didn't hear me say, please, oh baby, don't go.
No, is that what's in the box? Or is it the lyrics to Simple and Clean?
I have a question for our guest.
Please.
Oh, yes. Hi, Lucy.
Hi,
How are you?
Lucy. Hello.
What are your thoughts on the lore and things of that nature in Kingdom Hearts? Like, do you internalize any of this? Are you like AJ where you actually know the deep lore? Okay.
I mean, I wrote an article about it at one point, and then I reread the article that I wrote in 2019, and I still didn't understand it. I felt like I was having a stroke just reading it.
Yeah, okay.
Like, it is completely incohesive. It doesn't make any sense. There's no someone that says that they understand how it works. It's like how planes fly. I don't believe you. You don't understand how it works.
Yes, 100%.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you see the diagram, you see the air moving over the fin, and you're like, that doesn't do anything. Come on.
That doesn't do anything. What are you fucking talking about?
Serious.
And I want to be very clear. Imagine that every 8 or 9 years, the way air travel worked changed.
They just retconned it.
Yeah.
Entirely.
What if every plane was actually 3 different helicopters and they all had keyblades?
In in a trench coat. Every plane
No, they're
is
not
three
in a trench
helicopters
coat.
in a
They are
trench
in the
coat.
heart of a child whom they were born in by manner of sleep.
You got to birth.
That's right.
Got to birth by that sleep.
Who were having a dream when they dropped their distance. Who re-coloned their coded.
Yes. I hate it when I re-colon my code.
You're not going to find my ass doing that. That's for damn sure.
No, that is where your colon should be.
That's where it should be.
So where we get to with the sort of plot going into the end game here is that it turns out that Kairi, again, we'll remember Kairi, that's the girl that Sora's been jonesing for.
She's been comatose this whole time.
He was trying to eat her poo-poo fruit. We will remember this.
God damn it.
No!
There's no colons yet.
No, God.
It turns out that Kairi's heart is inside of Sora for one thing.
Yeah.
When they phase through each other, that's where it happened.
And for a second thing, it turns out that Kairi is a Disney princess who possesses like the heart magic that's necessary to unlock the big portal that all the bad guys are trying to do.
She's from the most mid-Disney movie ever made. She's from one of the fucking straight-to-video movies. It's like, technically, it's a spin-off of the Tinkerbell films or something. And I love that all of the other 6 princesses are, like, in a capsule.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Mulder in the X-Files movie, the first one.
Or the beginning of Deus Ex,
Yes. And Kairi's just on the floor. They didn't have room for the 7th capsule.
They should have made a 7th capsule.
Well, because all of those princesses still have their hearts, right? And the thing about the princesses of light.
Yeah, but you had to build the capsules, and you
know,
knew that there were 7.
But I mean,
they should have built a 7th capsule.
No, Kairi's just kind of a loose battery is the best way to describe it. Like, because again, she has no charge at this point because she has no
You
heart.
have said that about so many women at this point, AJ, that I'm going to call you in. Like.
All these dead batteries I have loose in my drawers. But no, so the thing about a Princess of Light hearts is that there is no darkness in them, so they cannot be turned into heartless.
Well, hearts can't be turned into heartless in Kingdom Hearts 1, AJ.
Yes, okay. So this is where things get very strange. So Sora decides to commit seppuku with
he impales himself with the keyblade.
Out of
with
nowhere.
The keyblade.
He's just
no
like,
prompting.
Crazy.
I know what to do. I have to take Riku's fucked up keyblade and just shove it right in my chest.
Well, and here's the thing, in Sora logic, this makes sense because he's like, wait, Kairi's heart is inside my chest? I have to get it out, and then immediately starts stabbing himself.
I think it calls to him. I think it like speaks to him. You know, we don't have to see that at all. Again, this kind of works.
This releases Kairi's heart from his own body.
Yes.
And then he briefly becomes a heartless for like, I don't know, 10 seconds.
Yes.
And then returns to his corporeal form once Kairi hugs his heartless form to protect him from being attacked by a bunch of other heartless. Did I get this right?
Here's the thing. He stabbed himself in the heart. He fucked up his heart. He is now without heart, ergo heartless.
That's
so
damn
he walks
true.
around and he's an ant, but then Kairi hugs him and she let him eat her pow-poo fruit.
Yes. And this brings him back.
The love is so powerful, it brings his heart back because he doesn't have his heart right now. And since the heart came back, now he's a guy again.
Yes,
instead of being a heartless.
Yeah,
it all makes sense to me.
This is normal.
It makes perfect sense.
This is normal. It does not need 30 pages of Jiminy Cricket journal entries over the course of the next 15 live service games to explain.
But here's the thing about it, is that it's actually not explained. This is a moment where they're like,
it doesn't need to be.
They throw up their hands and they're like, we cannot explain this for a series that is so dedicated to explaining itself. Yeah,
but that's right. And this is the thing that's so fucking frustrating. Is it's like, I don't know. Does that moment entirely work emotionally? No, it comes out of left field and then it's fixed 5 minutes later.
Yeah,
and it's cool and it's memorable. And I don't understand why fucking Nomura is not willing to just let a thing be a thing. You know what I mean?
Just leave it. Just let it go.
Yeah.
I think it's because he's a fucking moron. I think he's a stupid man who has bad ideas. I think that's all it is. I think he's just an idiot.
Yeah, let's keep in mind here, this is Brian's ex he's talking about.
That's right. Tetsuya Nomura. We had a very tumultuous relationship.
Torrid
there was
affair.
an age gap. You know.
After all this, you have to do Hollow Bastion again.
The whole thing.
Because why not?
Yeah.
And then after Beast has freed Belle, we get to the end of the world.
End of Z World. That's right. You get into the final Disney property.
That is a sweet Earth.
The hit Flash animation End of Z World. It's
Just
you have
chilling.
to fight a bunch of kangaroos and cigarettes.
I am late tired is what I said when I got to this level.
Because it is long.
Oh my
It's
God.
long and difficult. It's so
Yes.
much harder, the game at this point. This is not a game for children. Like, if I played this as a child,
No.
this would have been not a fucking chance.
This is what's so insane about this game to me is it very much is a game for children. And I cannot fathom your average 8-year-old being able to beat this fucking
Not
game.
a chance.
It's so
This would have been
hard.
a Big Brother task.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And I would also counter that there's a lot of games that I've replayed from my childhood that were really, really hard as an adult that seemed so easy to me as a kid. And if you don't really know how to play it otherwise, you just assume that's what it is and you kind of meet it on its level in a way that we have now played so many better games than Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, I
I
guess so.
feel like we find it hard because it feels so archaic. The combat is
Right.
pretty
In part,
slow. But
Yeah, that's what's interesting because I beat this game, as a 20, 21-year-old or whatever in between summer stock gigs.
Right.
And I played through the whole game. I don't remember any of this last section at all, but it must have kicked my ass then.
Yeah.
I'm better at games now than I was when I was 20. And I mean, I'm not good at games anyway, but I was playing this on fucking easy mode and just getting wrecked.
Oh, yeah, me too. Getting destroyed.
That's the other thing I should mention, by the way. The PS2 version does not have an easy mode.
No.
You've got to play the remix for that. Lucy, did you actually manage to complete your playthrough this time around, or did it kick
Not
your
this
ass too hard?
time. I got to this point and I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, no. And I want to
Absolutely.
disclose as well, that's also what happened to me. And I just watched a long play to sort of figure out
I
what
watched
happened
a
in the rest of the
YouTube
game.
video.
Yeah.
So the thing about this section, the reason why it is so hard is because the game expects you to go back and revisit every single world to get not all the items, but a lot of them, and to go and do the actual Olympus Coliseum stuff to level
They've
up.
only just now repopulated them with harder Heartless. I, of course, did the thing of, I got an upgrade. I'll go back now.
Right.
I'll call today. You'll call now. I'll call now. And I would go back and pick up my little upgrade and keep going and fight Heartless that took 2 hits to beat.
Yeah.
And that fucked me a little bit.
Right.
And you also get another upgrade after the big middle of the level boss fight. You get your final traversal upgrade, which
You
is
get
just
super
fast glide.
Yeah.
Which is an insane thing to do. To give you an upgrade at the very end of the game.
Right before final rest.
There is also one last little bit of lore in End of Z World, the Flash video world that you're in here at the end of the game.
WTF, mate.
Take a nap, then fire Zim.
You read this note that's on a machine, and it mentions that the Heartless are ones born of the heart and darkness, which I think is already getting us into dangerous bullshit territory that the rest of the game series will go on. Born of the heart and darkness. All right.
Because you're in Ansem's lab where you get that. Yeah.
And it also says, after Born of Heart and Darkness, it says devoid of hearts. They are less hearts because they are heartless.
Yes, Brian. I'm just reading my notes here. That is incorrect. Unfortunately, that is you are wrong. That is just
Wrong.
not
Incorrect.
true.
True. I do wish it was mistranslated. It said they were born of the heart of darkness, and there was just a whole Joseph Conrad level.
Yeah, it's
Now
interesting,
that level
but
would be
also
racist.
pretty racist.
That
Yeah.
would be pretty racist.
Gosh, Kurtz, you really have gone off the deep end.
So eventually you are plunged into darkness. You're fighting a gargoyle. This is Chernobog,
It's
right,
not
AJ?
a gargoyle. Okay, the gargoyles are a
he looks
different
like a-
Disney property from the early 90s.
He looks like a gargoyle to me.
Yeah,
Leave me
this
alone.
is the dark Slavic deity Chernobog from fucking Fantasia.
Yeah.
While you hear Night on Bald Mountain playing in the background.
Cool.
He's big.
Yep.
He's scary. This fight is a bunch of dog shit.
Yep. And from here, it's on to the island from the very beginning of the game. My God.
Oh,
it
the
turns out-
Destiny Islands.
It turns out that the
Are
end
your
of the
destiny.
world is right at the world that you began. And
Whoa.
you have the final boss battle against
Whoa.
Ansem, and then his protector, who's a heartless beast, and then against Ansem. And just kidding, it's not the final battle, you fool. You fucking idiot. This game is nowhere close to being over.
I wrote down all the phases. Phase 1, clown on the beach. Phase 2, big shadow. Phase 3, Ansem one-on-one for some reason, although there's no difference between having Goofy and Donald Duck in your party and not having them, as we know. Then you go into the heart of all worlds, aka Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Well, Ansem Phase 4.
Well.
It's some big worm thing. It's also 1v1 for some reason. Ansem Phase 5. Fight the ants in his penis. Ansem Phase 6. The Heartless Spaceship. Go in portal. Rescue Goofy and Donald by fighting more ants in the penis. Ansem Phase 7. The penis head. Ansem Phase 8.
Yep.
The prostate. Ansem Phase 9.
Very easily destroyed, by the way, the prostate. Very easily destroyed.
Yeah,
One hit,
really
one
easy
hit.
part of the level. And then Ansem Phase
You
9,
flick
you've
it
got
once,
all
it's
your
like,
buddies
woo!
back together. Ansem comes back out of the big clown penis rocket,
Yeah.
and then you hit him a bunch and it's over.
This is the worst game I've ever played in my fucking life. Like, just hearing you say it out loud.
Yes!
And still tomorrow, if someone was like, what's your favorite video game? I'd be like, oh, Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts, for sure.
100%. Yes.
Okay, correct. Please. Now I want you to speak to that even more concretely, right? Because this is a classic example, I think, of this game is so bad, but there's so much going on here, and I want to understand, because I cannot personally fathom this game being my favorite.
Games aren't all about the mechanics, right? There are so many better games, like in the way that they function, that are far more fun to play. But I think this really is just about like the vibe of it, like the mood, I guess it is like nostalgia bait as well in a way, obviously. But you know, we love nostalgia. Millennials love nostalgia.
We do.
So.
But it's also what's so interesting about Kingdom Hearts is that I didn't grow up with it, right? This is not my
what
nostalgia,
the fuck, dude.
It's not
What's wrong with you?
It's not my nostalgia, but like,
but
it
Lucy,
makes me
neither
feel
did you,
nostalgic,
right? You said you first played it when you were in college.
Yeah, I was like 17 or something maybe. So, but I guess just like the Disney stuff. I think it is just like the world building in it is so visually appealing. It's fun. You got fucking Donald and Goofy. I think that's what it comes down to. Is just hanging out with Donald and Goofy. Like, that's it.
Yeah, and their love for each other too. Like, I mean, when you rescue them one at a time inside like the bowels of Ansem, and again, it's like this giant penis ship, right? That you're fighting through, and it looks
his
gargantuan.
urethra. It's not his bowels. It's his urethra.
You kill him. And then he doesn't stay dead. And it's like, how the fuck am I ever going to do this thing? And then when you go into the darkness, and again, you can't see the Heartless attacking you in the dark. Nope. They've turned it down. And then you just hear, Sora, right? And they come out, and it's like, yeah, my bros are here.
My friends are here. My friends are coming.
Saving the day through friendship.
They don't make games like this simple anymore, I feel
No.
like everything
Or clean,
has,
for that matter.
Or it's simple or clean. And I am going to call Kingdom Hearts simple for now.
Well, that's the
Kingdom
thing.
Hearts 1.
Kingdom Hearts 1 is simple. Kingdom Hearts, starting from Chain of Memories, becomes the least simple game ever. They had a good thing, and they ruined it so fast because they decided to make their Gaiden into main stories.
Yeah.
Well, and Nomura
They
blocked
blew
me on
it.
Instagram, and I just wanted to see if he was okay.
I still have access to his Finsta, but
I should say, to the point of light versus dark, I think this is the big thing that I wanted to point up about the ending here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that there's this bullshit about like Kingdom Hearts, and they say the name of the game.
It's not bullshit.
Times,
It's normal.
It's definitely bullshit. And
normal.
The big thing is that Ansem wants to open the door to the Kingdom Hearts. The Kingdom Hearts are inside the door.
The Kingdom
and
Hearts.
he's like, well, once you open the door and the Kingdom Hearts come out, they're all going to be dark, because that's the most powerful thing, is the darkness. And then Sora's like, no, it's light. And then they open the door to the Kingdom Hearts, and it turns out that not only are Kingdom Hearts light, Mickey's in there.
And so is Riku. Yeah.
But the door can only be closed by being sealed from both sides.
Right.
So
Yes.
Sora has to say goodbye to Riku for some reason, and King Mickey, who has the other big Keyblade, so that they can both seal the door. But they say, you know, like, we'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when. Also, Kairi has been around for a while. You could talk to her earlier. She gave you the biggest Keyblade upgrade. Then she starts to drift away back to Destiny Islands, while Sora stays 2 feet away and decides not to go with her because he's with Donald and Goofy now.
Doesn't get that Palpoo fruit. Doesn't care about it anymore.
And this is like, again, sort of something that you were talking about at the beginning of the episode, Lucy, is like that classic anime bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Like this is, I feel like, where this really sings, such as it is.
Yeah, just that like overly dramatic, ridiculous fucking anime shit. I love it. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Kairi awakens back on the Destiny Islands just as they once were, but without her friend, without 2 of her friends.
Yeah.
And Sora and Donald and Goofy are now in a world they've never been in before. It's like the restored center of the universe. That's just a big field with some crossroads and eventually a really fucked up castle that will be the subject of the Game Boy game.
And Pluto the pervert comes out of the reeds and it's just like, I've got a note from King Mickey. You better chase me. And you go chase after him.
They chase after him, and then the credits roll. We're hearing some Utada Hikaru. You know, we've got their music playing, and we're thinking about how simple and clean and how we don't want to meet someone's father. And then, if you were a special boy,
that's me,
or girl, or non-binary person, you unlocked the quote true ending. And for some reason, there's 2 of them. Don't worry, Josh.
Oh, this is getting out of hand.
You just have to watch them on YouTube because I'm not going to do all that bullshit.
Yeah.
And they show this scene of a dude walking in a robe through like a cyberpunk dystopia, and some new big Heartless come after him, but he's got 2 Keyblades.
Got 2 of them.
This is getting out of hand.
And he fights him, and it's like, wow, this is setting up the next Kingdom Hearts game.
Sure.
And the thing is, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
Finally found a place to put this scene in 2010 on the Nintendo DS.
Yes. It is in 358 over 2 days. Is where the scene
It
actually pays
is
off.
Roxas, right?
It is
That's
Roxas.
It is Roxas.
that is.
Sora,
He's like,
by the way.
He's too tall
nobody.
here. And it's I ain't got nobody, and nobody cares for me.
And just to pull just a little bow on this whole thing, there is a robust post-game system here where you can technically grind for a thing called the Ultimate Keyblade.
What?
Do not do this.
Go to a doctor. AJ,
Don't do
you
it.
need to walk into a hospital and say,
help.
doctor now, doctor me, send me up to doctor, put me in a bed and heal me of this disease.
It turns the game into a grind fest. You have to get very specific items that have a drop rate of like 20 to 25%. It takes forever. It is not worth it. I did beat Sephiroth, which was a lot of fun.
Good for you.
There's some secret bosses, Sephiroth, who will kill you in 2 hits. There's a boss that's in the Agrabah desert that's named after some guy in upstate New York who won a contest.
Yeah, he's a sword man.
That's awesome.
He's a big sword man. And then there's Phantom
like
at the
Gary or
Neverland
something.
Clock Tower, which is
I'll
just a
bet there
nightmare.
fucking is. I'm sure there is. I'm sure that's true.
And they added one for Final Mix too. Which
But
is,
I am looking at
Zemnis.
the clock, and I am seeing what time it is, and I think it is time to thank Lucy for coming on our show.
Yes.
And sharing your thoughts and sharing, dare I say it, your heart with us.
Oh,
Wow.
that's so beautiful. I think we all became friends here. I mean, I
think
would
so.
abandon you
Yeah.
all for my other mission, for the Keyblade or
appreciate
whatever, but
that.
like for
Yeah.
today, just for today.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you for taking us up as we climb this chain of memories.
That's damn true.
Memories.
Yeah. Thank you for enjoying these 358 over 2 hours with us.
Yes.
Lucy,
dropping
what?
some dreams with us at
Brian,
a distance.
AJ, shut the fuck up.
AJ did it. He needs to see a doctor.
He does.
I have to go. I do have to go see a doctor.
What would you like to tell us about and tell our listeners about in terms of stuff you do, get up to? If people want to follow you around, all that, what should they do?
Oh, yeah. God, I've been thinking about Kingdom Hearts for so long. I'm on another podcast called Boonta Vista. It's a comedy podcast. Josh has been on there before. We talk about strange news stories from around the world, usually small town America. It's very fun. I'm also on another podcast called Savant-Garde, where me and my friend Jesse watch the television show The Good Doctor. So if you
nice.
Oh, hell yeah.
you listen to this show and you like hearing about shit that sucks, you might also like that.
Please go check out Lucy's shows. the episode of Boonta Vista that I went on, I still remember one of the stories that we talked about, which was these guys who hijacked a cricket pitch roller and just went on a joyride around town throwing bricks.
Absolutely.
If you think that is a funny sounding story, you will enjoy Boonta Vista because somehow you manage to find these stories week after week after week, and it's so good. Also, if you are listening to our show for the first time, welcome. We're happy to have you here. We do this stuff every week, and every other week we put episodes on Patreon. Patreon.com/worstofall is your one-stop shop for all of that. It's $5 a month, and it gives you access to all sorts of premium episodes. If you enjoyed Brian's Christian radio drama corner, well, great news. We've got like 49 episodes of that shit.
Yeah.
And we've talked about a lot of fun games, RPGs. You know, we did the 2-parter on Final Fantasy VII with Joe Kasabian. I would highly recommend that one. Chrono Trigger with the boys from Anime Sickos. Just take a look, and I think you will find something that you hopefully enjoy. And thank you again for listening.
So at the very end of the 100 Acre Wood mission, your final task is to push Winnie the Pooh on the swing, to launch him through the air, to land on Eeyore's house, to shatter it into pieces. The mechanics for this game are infuriating. You have to push him when Owl raises his wings. If you do this, you will fail the minigame. You actually have to push it a moment after he raises his wings. And if you do this, not only will you break Eeyore's house, you could also send Pooh into the stratosphere. Like, he just launches and is fucking gone. This minigame sucks so hard. It's not difficult, but it really does kind of suck. And immediately afterwards, the entirety of the 100 Acre Wood all gather, and Sora says he has to go. And Winnie the Pooh says, "Are you sure you have to go? You just got here." And he's like, "I do. I have to go save the world." And Winnie the Pooh says, "Well, we'll always be here when you need us." And Kingdom Hearts to me is a game that is deeply unfun to play, but it is a warm and comfortable place that I know I can always go back to. I'm the worst of all possible AJs.
I'm the worst of all possible Brians.
And I'm the worst of all possible Joshes. See you next week.